Hello and welcome into the Esports U Network. It is Fish and Podestar Shibby here calling all of your action. It is East Coast Conference Week 1, Shibby. And we've got a great sports debate on our hands between the St. Thomas University Bobcats and the Farmington State College Rams. It is great players versus good team. You look at St. Thomas on paper, they have some players who you might recognize who are going to dominate individually. But the team composition around them, Shippy, is very, that's like the best way to put it. I don't know. You look at, it's like when that guy who's slightly too old to trick or treat shows up at your door and you're like, I don't know if you fit the age range I was thinking of trick or treaters. But you look at Farmingdale State College, they have it all set up. You go to the OPGG. Okay, I know who's top. I know who's mid. I know who's going there. I think it's going to be very interesting. I'll be honest, Shibby. I lean towards good team over great players.
I think if you were talking in maybe like a more, physical sport aspect, right? It's a best comparison in this aspect is NBA, right? It's a five-man squad, same thing as league, right? I think with league, just with how much variability there is, how much carry power there is in both the mid and bot lane, specifically these solo lanes, and on St. Thomas's University's squad, they've got someone that you recognize like Diomar, right? He's been tearing through amateur scene. I've seen him here and there, wreaking havoc. Same thing with STU Dolphin, right? These two guys, grandmaster players, both going to be piloting top and mid lane, and they just don't have anybody really to match up with them. Now, like you said, Farmingdale's has the good synergy, the good team cohesion, and if they can draft a strategy around neutralizing these two players, then they have a really good chance of winning. But I just think it's hard, even with 5 bans, it's pick your poison. It's either you go against Diomar or you go against Dolphin. You 5-ban one of them, the other guy gets everything. And you don't want to do, the half and half kind of cream and sugar bans where you do like 2 and 3 there, because then they're gonna carry, right? I'm personally leaning on St. Thomas University, so we will see who wins, right? Is it the Detroit Pistons or is it the Miami Heat?
I think the one thing for Farmingdale that I really think goes to their favor, maybe it's me swaying it too much, is at least, again, on paper, this is week 1, so we don't know what these teams are bringing to the table. It's week 1 of the East Coast Conference. Hot, the 80 carry for Farmingdale, his skill level, it's not even close, right? Compared to who we think is going to be in the bot lane for St. Thomas. Again, St. Thomas doesn't even really have a official bot laner on their team. So maybe you pick a hyper-scaling champion. Maybe you get like the Aphelios or the Jinx, champions that are really popping up. I will say Hot also experimenting with some Zeri in his match history as well, which, Purple Tunnel, sure, maybe you can go with that. But I think if you get a hyper carry in that bot lane, maybe Hot gets so far ahead, it doesn't matter. But you're right, it's scary because you look on that side, he said Dolphin and Diomar, you see we get into the bands, the Camille expected, the Akali expected, both. They're kind of going that cream and sugar approach, though. They're kind of targeting half and half. And you look there's the Zeri band, there's the Hecarim band, there's the Lux band, which is what Liz plays a lot. St. Thomas is just saying, look, we outskill you in a couple spots, and those lanes, we're going to make you very uncomfortable in those lanes in particular.
Yeah, and that's the bread and butter strategy for St. Thomas, right? Beat you with skill, let the talent talk. I mean, they can do what they need to do because they are confident in their play style, right? They're confident in their players, at least their carry players here. But Farmingdale, yeah, like you said, they're just banning a bunch of stuff. It looks like they're leaning more towards Diomar, so I'm really interested to see what Farmingdale has cooked up. Like you said, it's week 1 or even preseason in this aspect. There are a lot of things unknown. There's a lot of compositions you can come out. Who knows how scrims have been going, if these teams have even scrimmed each other or anything like that. I mean, we could just see a cheese composition in these 3 games or 2 games, all Gouda, and then Farmingdale just ekes it out. Like, it's a lot closer than what I think you or me are either thinking, right? And what, if people are just looking at the OPGGs would thinking. I think there is definitely games to be played here, and it's not going to be Stomp City.
I like what Farmingdale did. They grabbed the Jinx first pick for Hot. The Ziggs is interesting. I don't know if that's something for Skull Duster to maybe just feel confident in a shove lane. There's the Yasuo. That is a great pick for Farmingdale. That is something the Mims plays very well. And I think the Mims might be the one person who can maybe match Dolphin in terms of talking about solo lanes. There's that Renekton picked up, so they have Dolphin's choice locked in. It's that Ziggs is the interesting one, Shibby. I don't know if it's going mid, if it's going bot, where Ziggs seems to have found a home recently. It's a crazy pick for St. Thomas as a B1.
Yeah, not to undersell Farmingdale, right? Yeah, Demims is Masters, Hot is Diamond 3. Like, they've got some heavy hitters. It's not Grandmaster, it's not Challenger level players, but, they've definitely got the skills on their time. They have skill positions, right? And like you said, St. Thomas going with the Renekton, going with the Rek'Sai, and I think that Ziggs is going bot lane. I don't think Diomar would want to play that. If you're a carry champion, if you're a carry player like Diomar, you're not telling your team, give me Ziggs. You're saying, hey, you know what? In the bot lane, just survive, just farm it out. You'll be useful for pushing towers, if anything, and give me and Dolphin our carry champions. Renekton has a lot of skill expression, more than people would think. And just through like wave manipulation, bush control, all that kind of stuff, you can win a lane outright. And it looks like he's going to go into the Yasuo there, like you said, from Demim. So it's going to be a cool matchup. They're most likely going to try to save their mid lane pick for their as last as possible for St. Thomas, but they're going to have to B4, B5 here. And the bans are coming out from St. Thomas. They're rotating. Yeah, they can just ban out enchanters here. Not letting Farmingdale get Karma or Lulu would be really nice, especially with a hyper carry like you said. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I like the Lulu ban. The Diana pick there, interesting for J Real. He'd been spamming a lot of Lee Sin. Thought maybe we'd see more of like a meta Lee Sin, Zin's out jungle, just play it safe. But he goes with Diana instead, which gives them some AP flexibility. But I'm with you there. I like the Enchantress ban. I would assume we get another one there.
Oh, was that a Veigar ban?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay, the Veigar ban. I mean, that's a champion that's been kind of rising in popularity. If anybody's been following Twitter and we've been following this champion, as there's one specific guy, Veigar V2. You may or may not know him if you guys follow the esports scene. He has just been a Veigar enjoyer for the longest time. He's gotten buffed. He's really good into a lot of situations. I would say he's one of the more underexplored champions right now into the mid lane because all we see is Victor Corki really, and then like a sprinkle of Orianna and some Vex, and that's really all we've been seeing. As St. Thomas is actually going to ban out the Nautilus here there. So yeah, they're pretty much saying, you're not going to be able to hard engage onto our bot lane, even though they could be less skilled. You're going to have to try to either beat us in our solo lanes or really just start hard diving our bot lane. Farmingdale, I wonder what they're going to pick for this R4. They could go for their support. They could also go, yeah, okay. So that is a Thresh. That provides a lot of safety for Jinx, a lot of safety for Hot here, and you're gonna need it when you're going against a Renekton, a Rek'Sai, and I'm gonna go with another assassin in the mid lane from St. Thomas.
I mean, what about the Vex, though? I mean, you brought it up. Diomar's played it a little bit. I feel like the Vex might be a good one as well, especially with how melee-heavy Farmingdale is. You get that sort of better version of a Fiddlestick Salt if you land the R's. So, Vex I don't think is an awful pick. We get the Wukong, though, instead. That's... all right. I mean, that's... I think... unless it's Zig... I think that's Wukong... Oh, yeah, Rennie mid?
Yeah, okay. This is what I'm thinking St. Thomas do. They're going to go Renekton mid, or they're going to wait for Farmingdale's final pick, and they're just going to swap around. They're going to be like, all right, you know what? I can take Wukong into this, or I can take Renekton into this. They're going to put Ziggs Galio bot, get that, real nice safety for Ziggs. If anybody tries to dive, if they even threaten to dive, you have Galio with taunt to mess that all up. You also have a really good follow-up onto the dive composition of St. Thomas with the Wukong, with the Rek'Sai, with the Renekton, and you just have Ziggs chucking bombs from the backside. I mean, it's an easy job, and it's definitely something Skullduster can execute. As the Ahri is going to come out, I do believe we're playing on the latest patch here, so Ahri got a whole hoist of changes, making her better. I would say she's in a better spot now than she was when people were like trolling around with that Everfrost kind of like build that they were doing last season. Really going to be cool to see Liz pilot it if it's going to be Liz piloting it.
Yeah, I would assume it'll be Liz. I mean, unless you're r/Ahri mains. I remember when the PvE changes got posted, that subreddit was on fire, and they like, what have you done to Ahri? So I'm curious, as you said, though, to see how this new Ahri works. I mean, that losing the damage amp on the E is the one thing where like Ahri now loses her kind of wombo kill potential, and especially going to someone like Diomar, you could use that. As you said, I think the interesting thing is going to be probably, is it Renekton mid, is it Wukong top, assuming that Ziggs goes down in the bot lane, because I think you're right. That's just such a safe lane for Skullduster and Trout, because again, I think the win condition for Farmingdale is all around the Mims at least being even with Dolphin, and then Hot just absolutely popping off against Skullduster in the bot lane, because Hot, as you said, is Diamond 3, has a pretty large skill gap, at least on paper, over Skullduster. But St. Thomas was actually the team. I mean, you were talking about maybe Farmingdale comes out with the cheese, maybe tries to sneak up as the good team on the Superstars. It's kind of St. Thomas, Shibby, who's gone with the more unconventional cheese comp to try and, I think, cover some of their weaknesses we've already highlighted.
Yeah, and I think the thing to note about, Farmingdale's Ari pick is Ari's a reset champion now, right? And for all intents and purposes, she gets an extra Foxfire charge every time she gets a takedown. It also extends her current Foxfire duration on her R. It extends it by 10 seconds. So if she keeps resetting, which Yasuo and Diana can do a lot of damage up front. If they get that double R combo, Ari starts dashing in, getting the resets with the Foxfire, with the E, the Q. I mean, she can just chase down literally anybody, and it can be super, super annoying. Not sure what mythic she's going to go, but yeah, St. Thomas, yeah, they're essentially playing to cover their weaknesses. They're saying, safe bot lane, really strong. You have to answer as solo laners and a super, super proactive jungler in the side of Rek'Sai. I assume, if I'm going to say this, I'm Revex X is probably not going to show his face in bot lane once this game.
No, I would assume Revex, as you said, it's probably going to be basically where do Dolphin and Diomar want you? I would assume it's tough. Where do you go if your Revex should be? Because, I mean, as we said, Demims and Dolphin's the closest matchup Farmingdale has. Do you try and put Dolphin over the edge, or do you really just slam it home with Diomar, who has a pretty big advantage over Liz in that mid lane, and you just let Diomar go bananas on whatever champion, assuming the Renekton, that he plays?
I'm going to assume that Revex is probably going to go into the top lane. I think he just wants to tip that matchup into their favor ever so slightly because, Dolphin, like you said, Demim, super close in rank, but if you can get that, slight edge, if you can see, just, maybe that extra kill or, that extra wave or a couple waves in, I think Diomar is going to do Diomar things. I don't think he needs that much help, right? I mean, we'll probably see a solo kill or two into the mid lane, but I really would like to see Rek'Sai help out Dolphin in that top lane, get him that priority, start taking early heralds, start taking him down to Dragon if you really want to, and really just start using that solo lane advantage and distributing that power everywhere and start capping early objectives and so forth.
Now, Shibby, you gotta be careful. You gotta make sure Demims gets a kill early, right? Because you don't want the O10 Yasuo power spike that everyone's seen before. If you get the O10 Yasuo power spike, this could be all over for Demims. So you gotta make sure you let Yasuo pick up a kill in there somewhere. Maybe Revax dives early on so that Yasuo is 1 in 5. Not, again, everyone knows about the O10 Yasuo power spike. I don't think we need to go into that one. But it's just... these are so unconventional teams, as you said. It's week 1 for the East Coast Conference. We don't really know much besides, as you said, Dolphin and Diomar, about the players that you might recognize from other events, but everyone else is kind of have they scrimmed together? How much have they played together? It's a new patch. I mean, we saw that with the Zeri ban, which is a very interesting one. I didn't think she'd see much popularity, so I think it's going to be very interesting to see, again, the Ari build, as you touched on there, and probably where Revax goes. And I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm an old school League of Legends player. I kind of like Wukong mid lane, and I think you could kind of bully Liz on that Ari with the Wukong, with the ability to dash in, knock her up in the air. I mean, I know you're all in on Rennie mid, but I don't know. I kind of like Wukong in the mid lane. Maybe that's just not because I'm old school.
Yeah, I mean, I think they want to try to match Renekton to Yasuo, right? So we might see some lane swap shenanigans. We might see oh, where's the Yasuo? Okay, let's actually send Rennie mid, or let's send him top. So I think it's just really dependent on where they find out where that Yasuo is playing. I think the real burden is going to be on both Hot and Boston to really just stay safe, right? It's going to be on Thresh to keep Jinx alive because there are essentially 4 divers on the side of St. Thomas, right? And you also have a Mega Inferno Death Bomb coming across, from downtown. There's going to be so much pressure on Thresh lanterning at the right times, flaying at the right times, and also just Hot being in the right position. Because Diomar, Dolphin, these kind of players, the moment you step even marginally out of place, they will pounce, they will attack, and you have to believe that, once St. Thomas sees Dolphin or Diomar going in, the rest are just going to be, okay, yeah, that's the button, let's press R. This is the moment we win the game.
I'm going to be very curious. The first objective fight as well. Will St. Thomas just kind of send everyone down there again? I mean, of course, this is the first time we're playing with the teleport changes for these guys in the East Coast Conference. If you missed it, teleport now, you can only go to towers until 14 minutes. Then you get the old version of teleport, Unleashed Teleport, where you can go everywhere on the map. It's a slight cooldown reduction as well. So that, I think, is one other thing that St. Thomas has to be wary of is, Dolphins not going to be able to join as many fights because this team comp, I'll be honest, looks great last season, right? Dolphin just going to teleport bot lane. He's going to absolutely obliterate someone. You can't do that anymore because of the teleport changes. So I'm curious when First Dragon spawns, when Rift Herald spawns, if Dolphin will rotate down to that dragon or if he'll just kind of say, Farmingdale, it's yours to take. I'm going to be up here because that teleport change, I think, does hurt St. Thomas just a little bit because their best player, one of their better players, is kind of stuck on an island in top lane.
Yeah, it allows Hot and Boston to really try to get that lane dominance, right? They don't have to worry about a 5-man in the bot lane, maybe 4 or 3 at the most, right? Depending on if mid lane can get first move or not, or depending on how active and of a role their mid laner is going to play in roaming down. So yeah, I think this is just like a classic, right? It's St. Thomas's solo laners versus Farmingdale's bot lane. Who can get ahead first and who can get ahead farther is going to be the name of the game. But yeah, I really do have St. Thomas taking this one, at least game 1.
Yeah, I mean, best of 3, as you said, game 1. Man, I gotta see what Hot can do in like the first 5 minutes for Farmingdale for me to really feel comfortable. Because I know when we came in, I was more on as the Detroit Pistons, as you alluded to. You're on the Miami Heat. You're on the LeBron, the D-Wade. That's a great comparison for Diomar and Dolphin. That I'm sure they'll take that any day of the week. But if Hot, does he farm well? Does he not try and force the issue? Because that would be my one concern for Farmingdale would be if Hot goes into this with the same understanding as we do. I don't know what their coaches told them. I'm sure they're like, hey, you can deal with Diomar in the mid list. Don't worry about it. Because you got to make sure you can't just say, yeah, you're going to lose that lane. But does Hot start pressing? Does he start trying to dive, as you said, this very safe bot lane of Skullduster and Trow and start throwing away kills? Honestly, if Hot has a death to bot lane before 10 minutes in like a solo or a 2v2, this game, I would say, is over because Hot is already trying to press too hard. He's got to play very safe because Jinx, you can just farm. That's almost enough. I mean, the kills are great, but you cannot die to this bot lane who is just going to be an annoyance. And I think almost maybe try and bait you in on the bot side of the map, but we will see here. I think we're just getting ready to go, Shibby, between St. Thomas and Farmingdale here. It is the East Coast Conference Week 1, Game 1. You're still sticking with St. Thomas for this game, but you got to give me a series prediction.
Okay,
before we start.
2-0 St. Thomas. I'm going to stick to my guns. 2-0 St.
Wow.
Thomas. 2-0. No, I don't think Farmingdale takes a game. It's D-Wade and LeBron. Come on. I'm not betting against those guys. I'm not betting against them.
Oh, man. I've already said I'm Team Farmingdale. I can't let you have already talked me out of it, but I think we go to 3 games. I think Farmingdale goes to 2-1. Okay. I think St. Thomas at some point is just going to have a game where Diomar and Dolphin pop off, and you and I and everyone else watching it at 15 minutes are going to be like, all right, check this one for St. Thomas, move on to the next game. But yeah, I just like the good team. But again, it's all on Hot and Boston, as you alluded to at the bot lane. They've got to play safe. They've got to play smart. And I will say the other thing that we didn't really talk about, because in collegiate, it's a lot more who's your one trick, who's your main. The fact that Mims got Yasuo, because looking at it, it was either Yasuo or Riven, and I don't even know he knows another champion exists for the last 3 years. The fact he got Yasuo and it didn't get banned out is a pretty big win for Farmingdale. So I feel like that as well, that the Mims is on something comfortable into Dolphin as opposed to, yeah, your Yasuo got banned, your Riven got banned, you got to play something else. So I think that's yeah. And it looks like we're almost ready to go into game as well, Shibby.
Yeah. I mean, if you are in that situation, you definitely want to be as comfortable as possible. St. Thomas kind of went for we're going to ban out your bot lane. We're going to ban out the really OP AD carry that nobody really knows how to play against right now because it's Zeri. And I just think you're trying to, like you said, negate as much pressure Farmingdale's bot lane can do. And I maybe Dolphins just saying, yeah, give him the Yasuo. Like, I don't care. Like, I've played hundreds, if not thousands, of Yasuos before. I mean, I don't have an issue with it. So we're gonna see if this guy, Demims, can really produce on this Yasuo. But yeah, like you said, we're loading into the game very shortly. Sorry for the delay, guys. But yeah, let me see in the chat actually. Who do you guys think's gonna win? 1 for St. Thomas and 2 for Farmingdale. I want to see the chat spam going. I definitely want to see who you guys are thinking gonna win. I know there's a lot of collegiate always is fun for me to cast because almost random people will just come into chat. It'll have the most turnout, surprisingly, like every single time. I know, Fish, you've been casting collegiate for a while now, and it always is super cool to just see like everybody in the chat. You'll see like accounts created that day just so they can cheer on their teammates.
I'll be honest. My favorite part of Collegiate is when you get someone's like mom or dad in the chat who like clearly have no idea how Twitch works, and they're just like, "I'm just here." Like it's like Skull Duster Mom 1, and you're like, that's what I love to see is when like the family's in there, they have no idea how any Twitch emotes work, they have no idea about the PogChamp, and they're just like, "I'm just here to support my son." That's what I love about Collegiate. That you get the friends, the family together. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait, as you said, just wait on a little bit of delay, but it sounds like we should be hopping into game here anytime. And I will say, as chat fills out their vote, Farmingdale was the higher seed. I don't know how they were the higher seed, but I'll take that as well for a point for me that they were the higher seed coming in. So they did pick red side. We didn't touch on that in the draft, but Farmingdale was the higher seed. They got first side choice. They picked red side. We'll see if that ends up paying off for them against St. Thomas, who, as you said, has some very big names and some names that you couldn't pick out of a crowd.
Yeah, I'm really, interested to see how Farmingdale pilots this Ari pick, specifically Liz, right? Because, like I said, I mentioned, I think she's become more of a reset champion now, right? Like you said, you lose the damage amp on the E, but then you also get more charges of your R if you participate in fight. It kind of forces you to, it removes that, in my opinion, that playstyle of like, oh, I'm just gonna fish for EQ all day. Instead, it allows you to be more active in team fights, R-ing around, dashing. If you miss an E, it's okay. You still have your Q, you have your W, you have your team to help you output more damage as we load right into the game. And, I'm expecting some cheese. I'm expecting an invade from Farmingdale here. Like, I would just 5-man, go through the bush, go to bot. I don't care. Do something.
Well, unfortunately for Farmingdale and for you, St. Thomas is going to have none of that. St. Thomas actually might send 5 up in the top lane, and they might jump onto Demims. So we will get that Renekton Yasuo matchup in the top lane. And Demims, you cannot stand in the bush, Demims. You see there, he's not going to see him until it's potentially too late. They have pinged him. He's on a ward. They're going to jump right on top of the Yasuo. Shibby, you cannot stand in a bush. You got to stand out on the hill so you get some advanced vision.
Yeah, he's just kind of tucked into the corner. Maybe he's trying to do the strat. If I don't move, they won't see me. The T-Rex strategy here. But yeah, they get that early kill on to Demims. But like you said, he might be getting that power spike. Maybe that was the 5,000 IQ play from Demims. And out of everything that we see here, they have 2 teleports on the side of Diomar, or on Skull Duster and Diomar. Dolphin opting in for the Ignite, and Demims opting in for the Exhaust here. So we're going to see a scrap in the top lane, whether we like it or not.
The Exhaust is the interesting one. To me, it seems like Demims maybe realized Dolphin would be a tough matchup and doesn't want to give away those solo kills, as we're going to just see some vertical jungling happen here as they'll steal each other's red buff. And this is the scary one for me. Diomar basically already chunking down Liz. Liz is going to need a ton of help from J-Real. I think J-Real is going to have to sit in that mid lane, sit as close as he can, because I think Diomar, really after he has his own EQ combo, is going to have the ability to pop up.
Yeah, and Rek'Sai up here into the top lane. It looks like he's just hovering for a gank. I'm not sure if you are seeing this as well, Fish, but the spectator is frozen for me right now.
Yep.
So just quick technical difficulties, and everything's perfect. But just looking at this lane state right now, like you said, vertical jungling coming out from both Diana and Rek'Sai. It actually looks like Rek'Sai is only gonna went for that red, and is just gonna go clear out her bot side, or her camps in the top side. As we do get out of that spectator delay or spectator freeze right now. Some early, it could be a disconnect, could be something on one of the other guys' ends. I know St. Thomas University had one of their players' PCs crash, so he had to run or sprint over to the university to go into their gaming center and use that. So maybe there's some issues there, but so far a good start from St. Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, St. Thomas couldn't have drafted a better start, I think. They get the kill. They get it onto Demims, who was kind of the scariest member on the team in a solo perspective. And as you said, they steal the red. They force that vertical jungling that's going to happen there as well. I think Revax, as you alluded to, I don't think we're going to see Revax at all throughout the early game. Rek'Sai is just going to power farm the camps with the great AoE that she does have. Clear very quickly, very safe. So, perfect start. And I said it's we saw like level 1, Diomar chunks down Liz to 50%. That is a kill waiting to happen for Diomar in the mid lane. I think the real question is, how quickly can J Real back up Liz in that mid lane? Because I like Farmingdale. I kind of maybe fell for the Detroit Pistons. They're the great team, but Diomar, I mean, we're not even level 2, and I'm like, oh, this lane is not going to be good. And it's a champion that, I mean, it's a Wukong. It's not something you can really ban out. It's just a great dive champion onto something like an Ahri, onto someone who Liz is more comfortable on. Enchantress is a lot of Lux. That got banned out. This is a great start for St. Thomas, as you said.
Yeah, and that exhaust into Ignite top lane matchup with Renekton and Yasuo, it's going to be super volatile, right? I mean, Renekton has the 1-up right now, but I'm going to wait to see if Rek'Sai really starts to just bully this Yasuo out and just be like, you know what, you're already down 0-1. Diomar is going to do fine. I'm going to get Dolphin ahead. He's got the Ignite. We've got kill pressure. They could go for early dives if they really want to, right? Because that Yasuo shield does nothing. If the way I understand Renekton's empowered W, right? His stun actually tears through shields first and then does damage. So it's gonna be rough for Yasuo to kind of trade into Rennie, with the empowered Q, empowered W, or the enraged Q and W. And specifically with Rek'Sai setting up dives as well. Just being able to juggle tower aggro so well. I want to see what happens to Mims.
And you have so much CC as well, as you're alluding to. You have the Naka from the Rek'Sai. You have the stun from the Renekton as well. Once you hit 6, you get the dominance for that extra health if you do want a tower dive as well on that Renekton. Yeah, the Mims matchup, I think, was one where going in, there's a lot of confidence. Like, hey, they left the Yasuo up. We can R2 it. We don't have to worry. And then Dolphin says, look, I have a plan. You were probably going to go either Riven or Yasuo. I'll just take the Renekton. I'm going to be just a giant bully. And really, it also had early play from Mims, we said the best player, or at least rank-wise, I think, up in Masters for Farmingdale, dying without pushing far enough forward. I mean, we see all the time, if you invade and someone's just sitting in a bush they are just dead because you don't get the forward vision you need, where if you're pushed up a little forward into the river, you can flash away, you see them coming. So maybe knocking off the rust. It is week number 1 of the East Coast Conference in their League of Legends series, so maybe Mims is just used to solo queue. Now, you don't see too many invades in solo queue when things are a bit more helter-skelter, no matter what rank you are. So I got to be curious when we are able to get back in the game. We did have some technical difficulties, as should be said. Don't know if a player disconnected, and we know St. Thomas had a player already down at their esports arena after his computer crashed. So hopefully everything will be back ready to go here. I think we'll take a quick break here on the Esports U Network until everything is figured out. When we do come back, again, we had just kicked off the first game of the night, St. Thomas and Farmingdale. Once our technical things are fixed up, we'll come right back with more action here on the Esports U Network. Welcome back in Esports U Network. Fish and Poststar Shippy here. We're calling all of the action. It is week 1 of the East Coast Conference. St. Thomas University, Farmingdale State College. We're back, Shippy. We had to jump ahead a bit in the action to be able to rejoin these players. So the Mims getting really close to that 0-10 power spike, but they luckily let him have a kill, Shippy, so everything could be avoided.
Don't worry, guys. Everybody in the chat, close your eyes. Choose your own adventure book. It is however you think it played out, it played out. That is the correct way. This is the great part about League of Legends. You know, whatever happened from 2 to 10 minutes, it's irrelevant now. It doesn't matter. We're in the game. 10:45, 16.7 to 16k gold. Even with Yasuo out here or Demims being 1-5, FSC keeping the gold close here. It looks like they're just doing it through bot lane.
I mean, you see that's a 40 CS lead for Hot on the bot lane, which is exactly kind of where you and I hinted that FSC needed to win the game. They also picked up the first dragon of the game, which I think is a huge pickup for them. There is a Rift Herald in Revax's pocket, depending on where he wants to drop that. Maybe in the top lane, finish off that turret and that plating for Dolphin, put him even further ahead on that Renekton that is absolutely destroying and is going to be a huge late game problem, but we see Revax is down on the bot side, but it looks like everyone will just simply reset.
Yeah, and on the top side over there in the river, Diomar has slain Demims. We could not catch it, but it looks like he was just, hanging out in the river for one reason or another, as now finally, the second drag is coming up, and I want to see how FSC preps around this. They got the first one. Rift Trail does get dropped from STU here. They're going to look to crack that mid lane turret. There's still some plates on it. Get Diomar some more gold. Feed that man as much as you can. He's winning that mid lane matchup for all intents and purposes, but...
Nice charm onto Revax. They pull him back in. He's forced to flash. And that's a Rift Herald gold that's not worth it, Chibi, because now... You have free Dragon Prowl for the second dragon of the game here, as now Hot has to be careful. He should win this now. Yeah, he's going to take care of business. That Jinx now 4-0, and that is a problem for St. Thomas. Going to pick up some plates. They're going to pick up the second dragon as well here. It will be a mountain dragon, so we'll see. An Infernal Soul could be huge for Farmingdale if they're able. No, unfortunately, it will be Hextech, which is still a very powerful soul. I think it's probably the second best one you wanted. But Hot's, this is the game plan, I think, well, half the game plan. I don't think you wanted your Yasuo to be 1-6, Shibby, but a 4-0-0 Jinx with 111 CS, that's a great place to start as Revax. You're going to get caught at your red buff here. Jareel's there. Boston is there as well. They try and fly him back. The death sentence will miss, and they'll just steal the camp and walk away.
Yeah, Revax getting bullied here. Liz hits that. Okay. All right. Maybe that's a kill if that damage amp on the E isn't gone there, Fitch. But regardless, they're bullying Revax here. They're not letting him jungle. I mean, you look at the camp lead or CS lead coming out from J-Real here. A really phenomenal job team side from FSC, and they are keeping it a lot closer than, what I guess most people would have expected. Now, granted, I don't know if we've seen Diomar and Dolphin team fight yet. We haven't seen them 5v5, right? They've just kind of been taking these, random skirmishes in the bot, in the top. Demims paying with his life consistently. 1-6 now at the 13.5-minute mark. Okay. Dolphin, not going to get the kill here, but they are definitely looking for Demims. And, yeah, if you're Yasuo here, if you're a Mims, you're just here. You know what, guys? Just win everywhere else. I'm going to get bullied here. The 3-man squad is coming.
Mims, you are not long for this world. I mean, this is not how I expected this to go. Mims, I thought maybe could make a play. They're going to go for the sandwich down on the bot lane, though. The flash play is going to miss the knockup, though. Skull Duster is gone. The Excite passive from Hot means they're going to be able to jump onto Trial, but an Exhaust comes out. It slows that hyper carry down in her tracks. But, I mean, basically mirrored across the map, right? Dolphin's got a tower. This tower is going to go down as well for Farmingdale. This is kind of how I think people expected this game to go, right, Shippy? You look mid and top. They are so St. Thomas favored, it's not even close. But jungle and bot lane, Farmingdale has huge leads like we expected.
Yeah, and I want to see how FSC really executes this Diana Yasuo combo. It's a very classic combo. We've already seen it in the LEC. I think we've seen it across other regions as well. As Skullduster, I don't know if you should be down there by yourself. It's a 1v3.
Oh, what a death sentence. He's going to have to pop the stopwatch, but the box is going to secure the kill. And even the ult can get a minion kill. That is how far behind Skullduster is. But here comes Diomar and Revax. They are chasing the Mims down. If there's one thing St. Thomas clearly established, Shibby, it is to not let DeMims play the game. And they have done a great job of that. 1-7. He's 3 levels down on his lane opponent. They're going to jump onto him one more time, but Diomar going to be forced to run away. J-Real is there. The ult's going to come out to bring him right back, plus the last breath. The flash.
What, DeMims?
Dude, the Tower of the Heroes entrance is going to come in. It's not going to matter to DeMims. What happened?
He got thirsty. He's 1-7, man. He wants to kill his Dolphin's gonna just kill Hot here, right? You're getting chased down. Killer Croc. Oh!
Wow, Hot gets away.
All right, Boston. You're performing. Remember what I said early on in the draft? I was like, it's up to Boston to keep Hot safe, and so far so good. 1-for-1 on the lanterns that I've seen so far. A lot was burned from Dolphin there. Flash, Ignite, but also consequently, Hot had to burn his flash. For that next team fight, if Wukong gets on you, if Ravax gets on you, or even if the Renekton gets on you again, you really don't have much to help you out here. Oh, okay.
Ooh, Super Mega Death Rocket just misses. Rift Herald should go over to Farmingdale, and it will. The charm's going to land on the Dolphin, and they will just lantern away. They want no part of this, but an ult from Revax, but he just gets taken out. The Justice Punch from Ultimate Trial is going to land one taunt to Mims. Just please go CS, my man. You are not having a good day. But Revax bites off more than he can chew with the overzealous ult, and Farmingdale gets 1 plus the Rift Herald.
Yeah, I don't know if they were trying to execute a Galio Rek'Sai like combo as... Ooh.
Oh, nice death sentence. The zap's not going to land. The exhaust will pick up one more. Ultimate Trial has to dash away. Barely to safety, but it's still Diomar and Dolphin alive on the map. As I say that, Dolphin picks up another kill. Now 5-1-2 on the Renekton. And I know I'm Team Farmingdale, Shibby, but a 5-1-2 Renekton, a 3-1-0 Wukong, even with Hot doing as well as they have, this death sentence on the land on the Revax, the tower is not going to protect you as the Rift Herald gets a great charge off there.
Will they get both here? They're going to get 2 towers for that.
Oh,
Hot!
You got to be careful, Diomar. This Jinx is fed. The ult from Ziggs isn't going to do anything. Dolphin's the one wild card, though. Dolphin has enough health now with that Sterix to be able to jump on his Skull Duster. Barely able to get away. Hot. One more shot. Not quite able to get it. Farmingdale. This is some great positioning from their AD carry, I will say.
Hot's looking hot right now. 7-0-2s. Got the Gale Force, the rapid fire cannon as well. I mean, she is for all intents and purposes online, right? And now they're going to need a team fight. I think it's going to be up to STU to force these team fights now. This is a very, very early dragon. This is going to be a 3-minute soul point for them if they can get that final Hextech dragon. And yeah, you can kill Yasuo all you want, but Dolphin, I don't think it's worth it anymore. You guys have to group, have to force team fights, get flanks off, either with Diomar's TP or, maybe just a natural flank from the round, but these fights are not going STU's way.
And STU, I mean, the problem should be for me is their engage is basically just Dolphin and Diomar hitting their go buttons, right? They don't have a great death sentence engage like we've seen from Boz, and you could try with Ultimate Trials. They do pick up an objective bounty for Skull Duster there. That's going to help STU close this gold deficit as well. That's just about 4K between these two teams. As now we get to rotate down Diomar and Ultimate Trial. Liz got to be careful. Diomar might look for the gank, but J-Real right behind him. I don't believe they know that Diana's there, so they have to play it smart. But STU just doesn't have a great way to start fights right now.
Yeah, a dream scenario is Wukong dives in, gets the clone, gets the double knock-up, and then Galio also ults in on top, right? Gets another knock-up in. Meanwhile, you have Dolphin diving backline, most likely having to zone both Jinx and Thresh, and that's your dream scenario. You get the 4v3 off with Rek'Sai, Wukong, Ziggs, and Galio, and then you have, FSC essentially 3v4, right? Because Hot and Thresh, they're going to be trying to, deal with Renekton right now. 5-1-2, like you said, has this the Stride Breaker, has the Sterax. Gonna see if he actually goes into either Death's Dance or Maw here. I would say he could really go into Death's Dance here. It's one of the items that got changed really differently now. It essentially heals for a whole bunch as...
Oh, nice steal. The exhaust is going to go on to Revax. Dolphin's there. I think that's a fight STU could have won. But they'll just walk away anyway. They're going to go 4-man up in the top lane here for SSC. Oh, they missed the death sentence. Dolphin and company are rotating up. They've got to be careful. Hot's waiting right above this brush. They're going to scout him out with the Ziggs bomb, though. So they'll just simply rotate over to this tower. They'll help the Mims at least get back online. But this fight is not over yet. Diomar can join, so can Liz with the Unleashed teleport as the top tier 1 falls. Bosun almost hits it, but a flash away. Ultimate Trial gonna get dumped on there immediately. Jay Real with the Lunar Rush picks up the kill. They smell blood in the water. Dolphin's gonna pop that Dominus teleport. Coming in from Diomar. Here's the carries for St. Thomas. What can they do? A Death Sentence gonna land on to Dolphin. Cyclone gonna try and
That's a lot of damage!
Down. Hot trying to do damage, but he's just too tanky on the Renekton. The carries have arrived. There's nothing a Death Sentence can do.
Liz is here.
About the Jinx. It's a double kill for Diomar. Bosun, you are dead in the water. Dolphin is coming to seal your fate with the slice and dice. The carries are here, Shibby. You look like a genius because no one on the Rift can stop Dolphin and Diomar.
Yeah, 5-0-2 on Wukong, 6-1 and 5. That's the Baron coming up at the 21-minute mark. Also, with the objective bounty still on board, this is going to slingshot them back, most likely into the gold lead, if not evening it out here. Now they have to worry about the Dragon that should be coming up in about a minute and a half. They reset, get the Baron, they book it to drag, is my opinion.
They're trying to get to that Baron. Liz is going to scout it.
Jay Real, can he do it?
He doesn't have flash. He's got to land it up. He's got a Lunar Rush in. 1,500 and counting. J Real not able to even go in. It's secured by Revax. As you said, that objective bounty basically evens our game. It's less than a 100 gold difference. Super Mega Death Rocket's going to pop. Skull Duster got caught with the shop open. Dolphin's going to go down as well. STU overstays there. Welcome. The Zap's going to land onto Ultimate Trial. But Hot won't go chasing. They're able to eliminate Baron buff on potentially the most important member, that Renekton, and that makes that Dragon Soul that you were talking about, Chippy, so much easier for Farmingdale.
No way FSC just goes for the inhib in the mid lane. Yeah, I guess they can because Dolphin's down, Skullduster's down. They don't have a lot of wave clear here. They're going to take this minute hip. They're going to walk over to Dragon, most likely pick up the Hextech Soul here. And we're going to see if Diomar and Dolphin can work their magic one more time.
Here comes Diomar. He's going to come right behind Bosun on the right side of your screen. He's going to come into vision, but it's a little too late. Hot's going to jump onto him. Dolphin's up in now, but he doesn't have teleport to join the fight. Diomar going to dodge the charm, but I think it's just a disengage from everyone. You see the pings going out over Dragon. St. Thomas University knows they cannot afford to give this Hextech Soul over. And we'll see if Farmingdale has a chance to reset. Dragon's up too soon. They might just have to hand this one over to St. Thomas, unfortunately.
Yeah, unless a stray Jinx Rocket can steal it, which it is up right now. I don't think FSC is going to go for that Dragon. Unfortunately, they did get a little overzealous, in my opinion. Nice block from Trial, by the way. They did get a little overzealous. They wanted to go for double inhib to secure the Drag, but I think if they just went min inhib, walked back, set up vision, even set up a bush play here, they probably would have gotten this Hextech Dragon for free and Hextech Soul for free. Now this extends the game out. This gives Dolphin and Diomar another chance to work their magic. Hot obviously is going to scale harder than most of the champions. I think all the champions on STU. So extending the game out isn't the greatest thing, but like I said, there's just so much upfront burst damage coming out from STU. All it takes is one, right? All it takes is just one combo, one stun from Wukong, one stun from Renekton, and that Jinx is gone. And then you saw what happened. The rest of the team just could not keep up.
I liked FCS's play, or FSC's play. If they had tried to end the game, right? You ignore that sole point and you just look to end the game. Well, we're going to get a fight. Dolphin's going to jump in. The hero's entrance. Going to knock two up in the air to Mims Immortal Shield Bow.
Hot!
Top. There's the Sterix Gauge. Cyclone right on top of Hot. He's going to be forced to dash away. Bonason and Jay Real going to eat a full Cyclone. Hot, what can you do? Diomar and Dolphin once again dominate a fight. Hot has to be careful. Got Liz behind him now. They will walk over a ward, though. Diomar knows they're there. And Hot's going to look to land a zap onto Skullduster.
Oh,
Liz just going to get comboed down. Hot, you've got to run away. St. Thomas is here, and I think Farmingdale's starting to run out of time, Shibby.
Oh, the clock is ticking now. Dolphin and Diomar executing these engages perfectly, right? It's just up to Trial and Skullduster. Skullduster needs to use his ult a little bit better. He is kind of lobbing them, closing his eyes, I would say, granny style, throwing them, not really hitting too much. If he could just clean up those ultimates, if Ultimate Trial could really just lock down somebody with the taunt, I think STU just takes it, right? Because we saw what Diomar and Dolphin did. The moment they got onto Jinx, she essentially was removed from the fight, and like I said, everybody else couldn't keep up. J-Real couldn't keep up. DeMims definitely couldn't keep up, and even Liz, unfortunately, just got cut down by both Renekton and Wukong. And Rennie going for that Death Dance, like I said, it got changed. It heals you now for an insane amount of health based off your bonus AD, and when you get a kill, it's kind of crazy, actually.
Dolphin pick one up. Diomar has a Death Stance as well. They're reaching a point where there's, as you said, there's not going to be enough damage from Hot or J-Real. Because right now, Liz, 0-1-5, the Everfrost Ahri, despite the changes, still going for more of that supportive Ahri style with the more CC-based. And DeMims is just, we have one item done here for this Yasuo. That is not a scary Yasuo at all. I think if you're Farmingdale, you have to start pushing. You have to start split pushing because I don't think you win straight up fights anymore. It should be maybe you catch St. Thomas overextending at a Dragon, overextending at the next Baron in a few minutes. Because in a straight up 5v5, I think Farmingdale loses the game the more 5v5s they take.
Yeah, it's you have to fight unfair if you're on the side of FSC, right? You have to try to, draw Dolphin away or draw Diomar away from onto the other side of the map, specifically if you can get Dolphin on the top side, because Diomar is really the only one with an impactful teleport. Yeah, Skullduster has it, but that was just more for getting in and out of lane during that laning phase, right? That was more for him just keeping him, nice and CS'd. I think now, really only Skullduster can use this TP to, possibly end the game with his insane turret damage, but yeah, unfair fights from FSC is going to have to be the move, while STU can just 5v5 all they want to.
The one bright side of this game going longer for FSC is that DeMims will actually catch up to everyone else. DeMims is slowly working his way. He's about to hit 200 CS, so that is the one bright side I will say, Shibby, if the game goes longer. Dolphin and Diomar will hit a cap. They're just going to get their full item builds. They're not going to go anywhere. DeMims can slowly catch up, but that's about 40 minutes into the game. I don't know if this game goes long enough. As you see, Liz is not going to be there. Going to Death Sentence on to Diomar, but they have to disengage. Their AD carry isn't there. Their mid laner isn't there. That's taking an unfair fight, but unfair in your own favor if they would have gone in on that one.
Yeah, good hindsight or good foresight from Boston here. Not taking the hook, not getting the Lee Sin Q syndrome here, but now the Baron dance is upon us. These two teams are ready to tango, jazz, shuffle, whatever your choice of dance. And what do you think is going to happen here? Is it going to just be, wait a minute?
We're going to use the Hectex gate from Dolphin to get on the back line. Now, Liz is split pushing in the bot lane. Ahri split push, not the greatest thing in the world, but it was enough to draw Diomar down. So maybe you could look to pull the trigger off of a split push, though everyone looks like they're just going to reset from that dance. As Dolphin going to get hit by the Death Sentence, but once again, FSC realizing that even with J-Real and DeMims there, that's still maybe not enough damage to stop Dolphin before he kills 1, 2, or even all 3 of you, but they will potentially look here for an uncontested soul. Diomar is coming. Revex is right behind, but that's just a Hextech soul going over to FSC.
Yeah, and now we're going to see the power of this, Hextech soul, right? You said it's the second best dragon to get. I tend to agree with you. I do think it is really, really good. That essentially static Shiv slow is so nice for chasing, especially if you're playing Ahri and Jinx with these resets as Diomar. Yeah, I don't know how STU just walks into here. It's very, very difficult. They need trial.
They are standing on top of a Rift Scuttle. There's the hero's entrance is going to come in. Baron's going to go down for Farmingdale. Liz has to dash away, and they're just going to try and create space. Dolphin looking for an opening. He can't find it. The Lantern to safety for J-Real. And a Baron pickup and a reset for Farmingdale. And they get the Soul. They get Baron. And now they're looking to be in business with these Baron-empowered minions, depending on where they want to push.
Yeah, now we're going to see FSC stretch the map, in my opinion, right? They have the TP with Liz. They have this Yasuo who is, getting to that point. I mean, he's got the shield bow. He's got the Death Dance. I'm assuming he's going to finish out that Infinity Edge when he gets the gold. But, I want to see them split Dolphin, split Dio, split all these guys apart, and really force them to make some tough decisions. Because if you recall earlier, top and mid inhib are pretty much open. They can walk the minions in with the Baron and just kind of take it and siege ever so slowly, and maybe just keep Liz on that bot side constantly shoving, forcing somebody to answer. I think that is the play here for FSC.
Looks like it'll be a 1-3-1 early on here for FSC. And I will say the one thing, usually when a team gets soul shippy, especially in a 4-1 scenario, they're so far ahead that it's not a concern. But with the way these 5v5s are going, we'll get to that in a moment, though. Diomar's just going to pop the Cyclone. Liz is dead. Diomar waits him out on the bot side of the map. Liz, I think, bit off more than they could chew. I think didn't realize that Diomar was there. But that's the scary part, is now Elder's going to be on the map in about 4 or 5 minutes. And that's a real win condition for St. Thomas, because they can win a 5v5 fight in the Elder Dragon Pit, even down soul.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind. And it would be even more disastrous. Oh, as Dolphin is looking for something here. Gets hooked.
He takes a ton of damage, but is able to slice away. Didn't get the reset for the dice, but is able to at least dash much. They're going to jump onto Mims, though, and just force a disengage.
Dolphin, you got to get out of there, buddy. Just go back to the base. Get your health back. You don't want to give Jinx a reset.
Oh, the Sterix got popped and the Dominus. Dolphin just overstayed for nothing and gave them a double inhib for free. Liz is going to teleport in. I think FSC wants to end this game right now.
Yeah.
Dolphin's going to go back and heal. Diomar's going to jump in on Boston. He gets flayed away. Last chance here. First Nexus Tower goes down. The second one getting bombarded. Cyclone on 3. Hero's entrance going to go out as well. They're going to take out Hot, and that's all the damage FSC has right now. Liz running away. Going to be forced to use the exhaust onto Diomar.
Wait a minute. J-Real.
Boston takes down Trial. They're still looking to take down Dolphin.
Diomar,
however, Diomar gets taken out. And I think FSC is going to pull it out here to win game number 1. Barely a Skull Duster, the last hope, but the Ziggs is just too far behind. There's no ultimate. The Nexus will go down, Chibi, and FSC will pull off the upset in your eyes as they take down SDU in game number 1.
Okay, well, throw my 2-0 prediction out the window. I'm an idiot. I know nothing about League. As FSC takes game 1, I wouldn't even say they clawed their way back, but they just superior macro play from them, right? Early dragon control, early vision control, taking good fights, taking solid fights, and just off the back of, I want to say Hot, at least in the early game, but J-Real and Demims finally getting online, finally getting some crazy engages, and FSC up 1-0. Their bot lane produced.
Not only that, the problem for STU is their comp required Diomar and Dolphin to play perfectly, and they did. It should be for most of the game until that last fight, where, as you said, Dolphin easily could have backed. He has the Dominus, he has the Sterix Gauge, so he doesn't have that extra health, that extra shield in that last fight. The Lifeline passive as well. All of that gets blown for nothing. Just one small mistake, but with the way this St. Thomas roster looks right now, that every game is going to be Dolphin and Diomar need to play perfectly. And I thought they were going to win a fight until Dolphin overstayed. But as you said, Hot had to pop off early, and then it was J-Real and company who finally got online. I will say, Bosun, I think he was a sub who came in for this game, popped off. That man's not seeing Thresh for the rest of the series. I can guarantee you that.
No, I don't think he's getting it. They might just throw 3 support bands his way. I mean, his hooks were immaculate. He was getting everybody. Specifically, I think Ziggs, or in this case, Skull Duster here, was on the receiving end of more hooks than he'd like to be on. And yeah, like you said, STU had a knife's edge composition, right? Stomp you early, transfer that into team fight, and it was just too much of a burden for STU, I think, in my opinion, right? A lot of these Ziggs ultimates were off. They weren't hitting the people they needed to. A lot of these Galio ultimates, maybe getting 1, maybe 2 knockups at most. And yeah, that last fight, they got Hot. They killed her, right? They killed the Jinx, but J-Real and Yasuo were just able to, or in this case, Demims, J-Real and Demims were able to just pull it out because of that Diana-Yasuo combo. They got it off. They got the double ultimate, and they were able to just take out Diamond, like you said. Granted, no Dominus, no Stayrax, nothing like that. I really think that would have made the difference in that fight.
Well, we are going to take a quick break here on the Esports U Network. When we come back, it'll be game number 2, week 1 of the East Coast Conference between St. Thomas and Farmingdale. Can Farmingdale pull off the 2-0, or we get a game 3? We will find out right after this break. charm onto Revax. They pull it back in. He forced the flash. And that's a Rift Herald gold that's not worth it, Chibi, because now you have free Dragon Prowl for the second dragon of the game here, as now Hot has to be careful. He should win this now. Yeah, he's going to take it.
Definitely looking forward to Mims, and yeah, if you're Yasuo here, if you're Mims, you're just here. You know what, guys, just win everywhere else. I'm going to get bullied here. The three-man squad is coming.
And Mims, you are not long for this world. I mean, this is not how I expected this to go. The Mims, I thought maybe could make a play. They're going to go for the sandwich down on the bot lane, though. The flash play is going to miss the knockup, though. Skull Duster is gone. The Excite passive from Hot means they're going to be able to jump on and play the game. And they have done a great job of that. 1 and 7. He's 3 levels down on his lane opponent. They're going to jump onto him one more time. Diomar going to be forced to run away. J-Real is there. The ult's going to come out to bring him right back. Plus the last breath. The flash.
What, the Mims?
Dude, near the tower, the hero's entrance is gonna come in. It's not gonna matter to Mims. What happened? As the top tier 1 falls, Bosun almost hits it, but a flash away. Ultimate Trell gonna get dumped on there immediately. J-Real with the Lunar Rush picks up the kill. They smell blood in the water. Dolphin's gonna pop that Dominus teleport. Coming in from Diomar. Here's the carry for St. Thomas. What can they do? A Death Sentence gonna land on the Dolphin. Cyclone gonna try and
a lot of damage.
Hot trying to do damage, but he's just too tanky on the Renekton. The carries have arrived. There's nothing a Death Sentence can do.
Liz is here.
About the Jinx. It's a double kill for Diomar. Bosun, you are dead in the water. Dolphin is coming to seal your fate with the slice and dice. The carries are here, Shibby. You look like a genius because no one on the Rift can stop him. He's got to land him. He's got a Lunar Rush in. 1,500 and counting. J-Real not even go in. It's secured by Revax. As you said, that objective bounty basically evens our game. It's less than a 100 gold difference. Super Mega Death Rocket's gonna pop. Skull Duster got caught with the shop open. Dolphin's gonna go down as well. STU overstaying, right? You ignore that soul point and you just look to end the game. Well, we're gonna get a fight. Dolphin's gonna jump in. The hero's entrance. Gonna knock 2 up in the air. Dimim's Immortal Shield Bow. Hot! There's the Stair Exchange. Cyclone right on top of Hot. He's gonna be forced to dash away. Austin and J-Real gonna eat a full Cyclone. Hot, what can you do? Diomar and Dolphin once again dominate a fight. Hot's tower goes down. The second one getting bombarded. Cyclone on 3. Hero's entrance gonna go out as well. They're going to take out Hot, and that's all the damage FSC has right now. Liz running away. Gonna be forced to use the exhaust onto Diomar. J-Real.
Wait a minute, J-Real.
Boston takes down Trial. They're still looking to take down Dolphin. Diomar, however, Diomar gets taken out. And I think FSC is going to pull it out here to win game number 1. Barely a Skull Duster, the last hope of the thing is just too far behind. There's no ultimate. The Nexus will go down, Shimmy, and FSC will pull off the upset in your eyes as they take down STU in game number 1.
Okay, well, throw my 2-0 prediction out the window. I'm in as much as you can. Winning that mid-lane matchup for all intents and purposes, but
Nice charm onto Revax. They pull it back in. He forced the flash. And that's a Rift Herald gold that's not worth it, Chibi, because now you have free Dragon Prowl for the second dragon of the game here. As now Hot has to be careful. He should win this now. Yeah, he's going to take it.
Definitely looking forward to Mims. And yeah, if you're Yasuo here, if you're Mims, you're just here. You know what, guys, just win everywhere else. I'm going to get bullied here. The three-man squad is coming.
And Mims, you are not long for this world. I mean, this is not how I expected this to go. The Mims, I thought maybe could make a play. They're going to go for the sandwich down on the bot lane, though. The flash play is going to miss the knockup, though. Skull Duster is gone. The Excite passive from Hot means they're going to be able to jump on and play the game. And they have done a great job of that. 1 and 7. He's 3 levels down on his lane opponent. They're going to jump onto him one more time. But Diomar going to be forced to run away. J-Real is there. The ult's going to come out to bring him right back. Plus the last breath. The flash.
What, the Mims?
Dude, near the tower, the hero's entrance is going to come in. It's not going to matter to Mims. What happened? What is the top tier 1
Skull Duster.
Bosun almost hits it, but a flash away. Ultimate Trell gonna get dumped on there immediately. J-Real with the Lunar Rush picks up the kill. They smell blood in the water. Dolphin's gonna pop that Dominus teleport. Coming in from Diomar. Here's the carries for St. Thomas. What can they do? A Death Sentence gonna land on the Dolphin. Cyclone gonna try and
that's a lot of damage.
Hot trying to do damage, but he's just too tanky on the Renekton. The Furies have arrived. There's nothing a death sentence can do. Who
Liz is
cares
here.
about the jinx? It's a double kill for Diomar. Bosun, you are dead in the water. Dolphin is coming to seal your fate with the slice and dice. Welcome back into the Esports U Network. Fish Pone Star Shippy here. It is East Coast Conference Week 1 between St. Thomas University, Farmingdale State. Farmingdale pulling off a mini upset, if you will, Shippy, in game number 1. Because again, if you missed it, St. Thomas is going to have some names you recognize like Dolphin and Diomar from other high-level scenes. Farmingdale, though, they played the perfect game. They got their 80 carry ahead really early on, Shippy, and then J-Real and the Mims were able to finally come online in the late game with that Diana Yasuo combo. It was really that, as we said, we opened the show with who wins, great players or good teams, and it was a good team performance from Farmingdale that took the victory in game number 1.
Now I want to see, STU's draft strategy coming into this. What does St. Thomas do now? Do they go for that early dominate you in the lane kind of style, or do they go for more, I wouldn't say standard or conventional. I don't think Diomar will want to go for that quirky. I don't think we're going to see like maybe a Jace in the top lane or anything like that. I still think they're going to play more carry-oriented champions, but they will definitely play more champions that have a little bit more leeway in the amount of mistakes they can make, right? I mean, they don't have to play on this knife's edge composition like they usually do. But Farmingdale on the blue side now, St. Thomas on the red side here. Thomas sticking with the Zeri ban. Looks like Farmingdale's going to stick with the Akali and Kiana as well. And I mean, I don't expect too much to change. Yeah, the Jinx is probably going to get banned out. I don't think they've hot that, but there's still an Aphelios on the board. There's still Caitlyn on the board. There's still, as much as I hate to say it, Jhin on the board. Those characters still exist. Those 80s characters still exist, and they will all do relatively the same thing that Hot and Boston want to do, right? Stomp Skullduster and Trial into the ground, into that bot lane, and just give Farmingdale enough time to get Mims and J-Real ahead and into that online phase.
They banned the Renekton last for Farmingdale, and I will say, Diomar and Dolphin play a ton of Camille. They played a ton of Camille. Demims has to first pick B1 Camille here, or I'm very concerned that you just handed Camille over to St. Thomas, and either Diomar or Dolphin will absolutely wreck you with it and get this to a game 3 just on the snap of a finger. Because I don't think if you put someone on something like a Camille that can easily jump on hot, because that is the one thing, the Renekton, you've got to land the slice and dice, then the dominance. There's a lot of setup for a Renekton. For a Camille, it's just hook shot onto the AD carry, Hex Tech ultimatum, and we're good to go. This St. Thomas just takes Camille, and I already think St. Thomas has an easy win here, unless they mess this up somehow. Unless I'm crazy, Shippy.
Yeah, I mean, Farmingdale taking the Caitlyn is nice, right? It's one of those. Caitlyn is the 80 carry that all other 80 carries hate playing against, right? Like, they see it, and they're like, they groan. It's like, oh, I gotta go against this thing. Like, I'm gonna be under my tower. I'm not gonna get any help. They're gonna be pushed up. She's gonna take all my plates, and then she's gonna EQ headshot me. As Dolphin is actually gonna lock in the Lux away from Liz here. I don't know where that's going. I think they're just trying to deny the Caitlyn Lux, but even if Caitlyn Lux isn't available, there's another classic combo that's still up on the board. Caitlyn Morgana isn't bad, right? Morgana's not a bad champion. Yeah, it's a little harder to execute. I would say Lux provides a lot more in terms of damage, utility. I'm not going to say damage and shielding and all that, but Caitlyn Morgana is still a super, super strong lane. Caitlyn Karma still there. Caitlyn Lulu. There's a lot you could do. I saw your face there, Fish. I'm also wondering what is happening. I'm pretty sure Galio's going to go in the bot lane again. They're going to run the Ziggs Galio just because that's probably the safest option for them. And Boston gets the Thresh again.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like St. Thomas was like, Thresh doesn't pair well with Caitlyn, so they won't pick Thresh. And Boston's like, no, I'm just going to take Thresh, and it's going to be fun. I may be even wondering if it's Lux and Galio in the bot lane, Shippy, and they're just going to play, like, super, super safe, because, I mean, I think if you put Lux on Diomar, it kind of takes away from that dive that they need to have. And there's the Riven for Demims. The Yasuo was not great. The Riven might be a little bit better. Maybe scared it would have been banned away, but I think you probably could have waited on that pick. Right. The real question right now is, what does St. Thomas pick? And that is the worry there. The Camille got through for Dolphin. Good luck, Demims. It didn't work on Yasuo. Good luck on the Riven, my man.
Oh man, your eyes widened. It was so big there. Yeah, I mean, Camille is just so nice. They could be flexed between Dolphin and Diomar here. It is super, super nice. Gonna watch the Diana being banned out now. What is J-Real gonna go off on?
I can see J-Real going with the Lee Sin. He'd been playing a lot of meta stuff, just like play a Lee Sin. It's always good. Maybe you switch to the Xin Zhao. You would at least have the Crescent Guard to help the disengage from the Camille. Maybe that's the pick. There's the LeBlanc ban as well. So clearly Farmingdale thinks that is a bot lane Lux Galio, which, I mean, that's just recipe for disaster. That sounds like Hot is going to dominate even harder. They take away the Lee Sin. I like that. If J-Real has any confidence on the Xin Zhao, I think you lock in Xin Zhao, and I like your comp forming with that Xin Zhao kind of front line. The Rek'Sai, I didn't think Revax played it great, but I didn't think he played it bad either. We'll see what St. Thomas wants to pick here, because I think we're still trying to figure out what St. Thomas's comp is, Shibby. Especially with that Lux. We have no idea where that Lux is going, because I don't know if Lux Galio is a lane you want to throw out on the bot side of the map.
Yeah, I don't really love Diomar on the Lux here, right? You take it to deny Liz, and that's fine and all. Yeah, like you said, Rek'Sai LeBlanc being taken away here. Ooh, is that going to go Kha'Zix? What are they going to go? Jarvan here into Caitlyn? Volibear is really nice as well. Volibear Jungle's been getting played a lot. Malrong has been playing it in the LEC. I believe we saw it in CB LoL not too long ago, right? I mean, it is definitely an answer. It definitely does really well into some of the current, meta junglers. That is, Lee Sin, Viego, Xin. I think it matches up pretty well, and you just get that really nice front line. You get to turn off towers. You get early dives going. It definitely will facilitate this Camille pick, 100%.
There's an Udyr pick for J-Real.
Let's go!
I saw that in his match history for last season. I just wrote down plays meta junglers because Udyr had a little bit of a revival last year. But no, when Xin Zhao's available and you have a Camille on the other team, I would have loved to see the Xin Zhao. But I do like if you're rotating bear stance stuns onto Diomar, onto whoever Dolphin ends up. I don't hate this Ahri pick for Liz. I think it was played exactly what Farmingdale needed, Shibby, which was just added CC with the Charm and the Everfrost. It didn't have the crazy reset pop-offs like I think you and I were hoping for with her changes, but it wasn't played poorly by Liz at all. They were just giving Hot extra CC. This is the real pick, though, of the draft. Is it mid-Lux? Is it Lux Galio bot lane? What is St. Thomas going to do facing match point here?
Yeah, and this is just a real speedy composition from Farmingdale here, right? Granted, there's a lot of mobility for the Caitlyn with the Thresh Lantern as the Silas getting locked into the mid lane. So now I'm unsure how the ultimate interaction works with Silas and Ahri. I don't know if he also gets charges on his R now. If the reset, right? I mean, it's a very, very new. Sorry, guys, I didn't test it out. I didn't go into practice tool, unfortunately. I didn't test the interaction out. Would be really cool to see if we get it in this game. But yeah, Lux Galio bot, Camille top, Volibear jungle, and like I said, Farmingdale's composition is mostly mobile. Thresh just gives Caitlyn that mobility with the Lantern, and then you have a Riven, you got a Ahri, you have an Udyr. These guys are gonna go at Mach speed to engage onto you. St. Thomas, they do have the ability to peel back, but both of these teams just want to run at each other.
I think the big question for me, Shibby, is does this bot lane for Skull Duster and Ultimate Trial of assuming, as I said, I would assume it's Lux Galio. That's really the only one that makes sense unless St. Thomas goes Ultimate Cheese. Does that fix any of the issues that happened last game where Hot just got ahead and absolutely took over the game? Because to me, I look at this and say, well, Lux is just a worse Ziggs because at least Ziggs has some tower pushing, has better disengage. Yeah, you have the binding. I feel like this is an even worse bot lane. So either Diomar is going to have to rotate bot a lot or Revax have to go down there. I think this Caitlyn could just be even scarier than the Jinx was. And that's a big statement because Hot was incredibly far ahead on the Jinx.
You're forgetting one crucial thing, Fish. Lux has a shield. She can yeah, you forgot. She can throw it out. She can throw her W out, do it for Diomar and do it for Dolphin here. I mean, look, Ziggs just wasn't cutting it. The damage wasn't there. You know what they said? Let me put Lux in. Let me get the W shield. Let me throw some CC's chains and fields down. I mean, it is a lot more utility, and I think that's the route you go. I mean, don't put, I wouldn't say your worst player, but your worst matchup on a champion that needs to do damage. draft him or her more utility, let him be more useful in these team fights, even if he just throws the abilities out. The E zones, the W gives a shield, you can maybe catch a root here and there, and, you know, if you see the opportunity, throw your laser out, use it to clear a wave. I don't care. I think that is what St. Thomas has realized, and they're fine with the Galio, right? I think the follow-up onto this dive with the Camille Galio, super, super easy composition to execute. Unless you're TSM, then you can't execute it, but that's about it.
Yeah, I will say the final spark feels better than the Super Mega Death Bomb, because the final spark, at least, it's an instant, as opposed to what we saw with the Mega Inferno Bomb was it would go out and Farmingdale would just move away and it wouldn't do any damage. So I do like the final spark for that instance. I do think the hero's entrance onto Volley Bear if he pops the Stormbringer, onto Camille during a hook shot or during a Hextech ultimatum does provide a lot of CC. I think the real matchup that I want to watch is how does Demims respond in the top lane? It wasn't great, but as you pointed out, Shibby, in that final fight, that Yasuo was at least enough there that they drafted that Diana Yasuo combo for, that it worked. Now you put him on the Riven, his second favorite character. How will it do into the Camille of Dolphin? Will that Riven be 1 in 10 at some point? Because Yasuo, as every League player knows, will come back in a game and eventually be scary whether or not he starts 5-0 or 0-45, because that's just how Yasuo works. Riven doesn't have that same oomph if she falls behind quickly like Demims did.
Yeah, the onus is really on Demims to play the laning phase a lot better, like you said. This composition from Farmingdale is actually less cohesive, though, I would say, in terms of what they're looking to do, right? Like you said, Diana Yasuo, super clean combo. You have Jinx with the resets. You have Ahri with the CC, like you said, but yeah, Riven Udyr don't really match up together that well. Ahri Riven don't really match up that super well together, right? I mean, you have like a very more lane-centric picks and more like just individual picks, in my opinion, while St. Thomas has built another really good composition of the Pressar comp, as I like to call it, and it'll work. I'm going to say it'll work this time for St. Thomas because the execution, the burden of execution is a lot lower for St. Thomas, right? They can miss a couple abilities as long as they just get the right R onto the right person. In this case, Caitlyn here, or Hot on Caitlyn, or even Liz on the Riven, or sorry, Liz on the Riven, Demims on the Riven, you know, they'll kill somebody. They'll blow somebody up, guaranteed. You don't have to go for that 5-man crazy knockup on Wukong. You don't have to do like the slice and dice, dash in, get the W onto the right person. It is very, very easy for St. Thomas to win team fights here. And Farmingdale's going to have to play just better in these fights, right?
Oh, I think so. I think Farmingdale's going to have much better positioning. I think kind of the one thing that I like for Farmingdale is if Bozen plays like he did in game 1, they're going to just set up a lot of plays with the death sentence. I will say St. Thomas, as you said, they have the press R comp. They have a much easier time engaging as well, as you alluded to. It's not like I've got to dash in, land a Cyclone. It's Camille's going to end up on top of Hot, most likely, or maybe Liz, depending on who gets fed, and they're just going to grind you down in that Hextech ultimatum. Revax is probably going to join you as well. The one question I have, and again, as you said, not quite sure how the RE Silas is going to work with the R. There's not a great Silas hijack target. Let's say that the RE ult doesn't function as well as it maybe does, as we maybe think it will. I mean, what are you going to steal? The ace in the hole? I mean, there's a lot of great, like, oh yeah, this is like a Malphite ult, I'm going to steal it, and I'm going to just unstoppable force of the team. That's my one concern with this Silas pick, is that I can see why DMR takes it. You have the Kingslayer. You can jump onto Liz in the lane. It's going to operate a lot like that Wukong where you get those dives off. But that hijack doesn't have that oomph that I think really makes Silas a wild card. And I don't honestly know what you pick, besides maybe you pick Liz's ult and just hope it works right.
Yeah, I think Box is probably going to be the most consistent like use case, right, for DMR here, right? Gonna dash in, just set his team up for more success, right? Hextech ultimatum into Box, you're definitely not getting out of that. Like, there's no way you leave that. Even if you can get it onto Demims here as well. Yeah, I really want to see how this Ahri interaction works, because if he can get the resets, right, and he does get more charges of Foxfire, that is really, really scary, because then you just give Silas an extra 3 dashes along with his apprehend, along with his extra E, and he could just go on to you, Kingslayer, like you said. So, gonna see how this works out. Yeah, I would definitely expect DMR to at least try it once and be like, all right, do I get a kill here? And if I get resets, I mean, that is by far the best choice, if you can get a reset dash onto Silas, because that's one of his main issues, right? Getting in.
I think the other thing is you talked about it in game one. You thought Farmingdale should go for the early invade. They end up getting invaded by St. Thomas. The Mims a little bit out of position in the top side. Now that Farmingdale has the lead, do you think they play safe in the early game, or do you think they try and really stomp it into St. Thomas in the lanes, like maybe the bot lane, or maybe they go jungle hunting for revags? What do you think Farmingdale does, knowing now they're on match point in this best of three, as before in game one, where we were kind of like, Farmingdale doesn't really have an advantage. What do you think you do now that you're the favorites to win this series?
If it was me, if I was their coach, I'd be saying don't let up. Keep the pedal to the metal. Keep your foot on their throat. Don't let them breathe for a second, because St. Thomas has the kind of players that if you give them an inch, they will take the mile and they'll do everything they can. They almost pulled a win out, right, off of just 2 team fights from last game. So if you're Farmingdale, hyper-index into Hot, get him super far ahead on this Caitlyn, and really just get Caitlyn so far ahead that even if St. Thomas get the Dream Engage on off, they have to do it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times before they can secure the dub here. But yeah, I would say don't play safe. I think that's the one thing that St. Thomas wants you to do, and especially if you have this Kate, Riven, Udyr, like these kinds of champions that thrive on playing on the knife's edge, that thrive on taking every single advantage that you can. You just push in, keep going, and you can easily 2-0 STU here. I still think STU wins just based off of skill, but Farmingdale has more of a shot than I thought previously.
Let's hop into game number 2. East Coast Conference Week 1. St. Thomas University on the red side looking to make this a 3-game series. Farmingdale State on the blue side looking to wrap up the 2-0. And we'll start the invade dance here, Shibby. They're going to stand right on opposite ends. Bozen this time, making sure he doesn't stand in a brush. Got to get enough advanced vision that he should be able to walk away. If Dolphin peeks, we get a great view of the vision from the spectator.
Don't do it,
let us know
Bozen.
exactly what they see.
Don't do it, because they hide on this wall. They can definitely do something cheeky here if Skullduster starts Q, or even if Diomar starts Apprehend, I believe is what his E is called. They're actually just going to back out here. Nothing really going to be happening for both of these teams. So it looks like STU definitely did have something prepared, but it was more of a reactive rather than a proactive kind of invade, which is fine. You know, you don't want to just give up all your strats in the first week. We are in week 1 of ECC here, so definitely saving strats is certainly the move. As Diomar, yeah, that ward's going to get taken out. Caitlyn's going to get a cute 10 gold, and I think Boston and Hot will possibly tick level 2 slightly earlier.
I believe they will get a slightly earlier level 2, which is not, I think, what you want if you're Ultimate Trial and Skullduster. You want like them to be as delayed as possible. It is interesting. I mean, look how safe this St. Thomas bot lane is, right? You have the barrier on the Lux. You have the heal on the Galio. I mean, this is a sign that they are going to just try and play Do Not Die Simulator for the first 15 minutes. Try and stay alive. But I think the one thing that Farmingdale did really well that you and I talked about, Chibi, is they got early dragons. You pointed out it was a 23-minute soul. Took them a little longer because they lost that 4th dragon. But they have so much bot prio just because how game 1 went and how this bot lane is drafted. They need to force dragon ASAP. And unless Diomar and maybe even Dolphin have rotated down, that should be a free dragon for J Real and company.
Yeah, it looks like Ravax here is just going to go for the full clear here. Gromp Blue, or Blue Gromp Wolves. I don't know if he 5 camps. I've never been a fan of 5 camping in this meta. I don't think it is the best. But, you know, maybe just going to go for red and look for a gank. Udyr here going to have a way faster full clear. They actually, like, they changed him since... Ooh, Diomar? Yeah, they changed him since, obviously, that full clear meta last season. But he is still very, very good. He still clears super, super fast. He still is that super fast, you know, take all your camps, run around you, be super annoying as Ravax here. Uh-oh, Demims, you've been here before.
Hook shot. It's not going to land the stun, but Demims is quickly going to realize that he is caught. He's going to get stunned despite the flash away, but it looks like they'll trade a flash for a flash. Wiz gets dived under tower. The ignite was there. The dash, as you mentioned, Shibby, as soon as that comes up for Diomar, the abduct is going to just land you on the list. And it plays a lot like Wukong, right? You don't have the Cyclone, but you have the ability to engage on this Ahri and just use the skill advantage that Diomar has to pick up kills.
Yeah, and just Diomar wins those trades immediately. Even if Liz tries to trade back, Kingslayer heals so much here. Although Ari did, like I said, get some changes. Her healing did get adjusted. She gets more as J-Real. Here comes the bear stance flash!
Nice stop on the hook shot. The knockup from the Q3 from the Mims.
Smack
it's
him up!
a great kill. Revax just runs away. I think you just disengage here if you're Farmingdale. That's a great trade. Hey, the Mims, we said it with a Yasuo Riven 2 trick. They played that Riven perfectly to stop the hook shot escape from Dolphin.
And I'm an Udyr enjoyer, Fish. I love that champion. He's one of my favorite champions to play, regardless if he's meta or not. And just flash bear slapping, getting all that early damage down, getting that cone damage down. I think they realize that if the Mims doesn't get at least a little bit of help, Ravax and Dolphin are just going to try to completely shut him down. And now, what is the strategy from Ravax here? Where does he go? Does he go with Diomar? Does he just get him super far ahead? Does he try to help Dolphin? Does he try to help the bot lane? Like, what's going to happen here, Fish?
Bot lane should not exist for Revax. and I just don't see a way, even in a 3v2, with how they drafted this comp of Trial and Skull Duster. It's not a kill lane. It's a disengage lane. I don't think they have enough damage, and I think if you 3v2 versus Hot and Bosun, there's a chance you give him a triple kill. The death sentence is going to land. Woo! The Justice Punch Away will not matter. It's a headshot for Hot, and that's exactly why Revax should pretend the bottom side of the map does not exist for him.
Yeah, that was very, very well executed from Hot and Boston here. And Caitlyn also has the cleanse here as well. So even if she gets jumped on by all the CC, she can at least cleanse a stun here and there and look to play safe. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be up to Diomar really to just stomp this lane in and really use that Silas roam if he can. Take the Ahri ultimate, go top, or go maybe bottom if you really want to pick up some kills here. But yeah, Skull Duster and Trial here, I would say they're doing better than they did last game. They didn't die as much. They're not down in so much CS like last time. I mean, it is about a 12 CS lead for Caitlyn as opposed to the 40 that we panned over last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little bit closer, and again, it's a little bit more of a conservative lane. I mean, the Dragon is up. I'd like to see J-Real and company pull that trigger immediately. J-Real's on the other side of the map. This is the one lane, as you see, Diomar's going to jump in under tower with the Ignite. Liz is going to go down. And now this Silas is becoming a problem. I don't think you need a gank for this Silas, Shippy. I think now Revax might be saying, where do I go? Because you can try and help Dolphin, but the Mims is trading a lot better than he did in game one. But Diomar doesn't need help. And, I mean, worst case, no offense to Revax, but the worst thing he can do if he ganks mid is actually steal a kill away from the Silas.
Yeah, I think you just look to farm up. Maybe use your mid and top to try to secure Heralds here. Get gold early onto your individual carries. I don't think you'd give up all the drags like you did last time. You don't give up the first 3 and then try to play for soul point and force fights there. I think you contest them early. Maybe not the first dragon because of the way your bot lane's playing right now, but definitely by second dragon, you should definitely try to contest them. Use your flanking. Use the people on your team to get them farther ahead and just delay this early dragon stacking, as it is going to be a Hextech dragon as the first one. So potentially, like you said, it could be Cloud Soul, Earth Soul, or sorry, Mountain Soul, or even Infernal here. All of them are pretty good for the side of FSC, right? The go fast if they get the Cloud Soul would be really nice for everybody other than, I guess, Udyr. But he even gets nice additives for his stances. He can stand switch faster, essentially.
Well, it won't be the Cloud Soul, as it is Cloud Dragon second. So, I mean, I know you're trying to defend Cloud Soul, Shippy. You're really trying, but everybody knows that it is Infernal, Mountain, and Ocean that you want to see. Those souls are so powerful. That'll be one of the 3 as Liz has popped the ult, going to dash in, lands the charm, but Liz quickly realizing the Silas is going to be a problem. And this is how I expected the Wukong matchup to play out, as here comes Revax. They're going to look to dive this. Ahri does not have flash, does not have the ult. Will simply just disengage in their tier 2 tower. J-Real is coming in. I look for the bear stance stun onto Silas. They're both going to miss their CC. Diomar, they're going to use the abduct. We're going to see how it works in real time. He'll get 1 dash away. Revax now going to get stunned. Revax has the Stormbringer. There's the dashes for Diomar, but he gets charmed.
Oh, he does
Deals
get the
up
reset.
with the triumph. And he barely stays alive. So we get the confirmation that he will get the resets, and they play that one perfectly, though a bit edgy as the Mims looking for a kill with the Blade of the Exile, but Liz picked it up instead. It's Diomar who stays too long this time.
Yeah, he took kind of the greedy way out and pays with his life, but 3-1 Diomar right now. Oh, as Ravax is dead. He's just going to take down. Oh! No!
What a play! He gets the shield from the sky. Oh my gosh. Wow. He gets the shield from the Sky Splitter to live the Ignite. All right, Revax is here to play now, Shibby.
Yeah, he's not messing around. It Ignite flash down from Demims there. You have to believe Dolphin's looking for kill pressure.
Dolphin even has the slight level advantage over Demims, even though Demims has the assist and a pretty much even on CS, so there is a way pushing into him. But Rift Herald is up, and this is the objective that I'll be honest, I expected STU to dominate because of their prowess in the mid and top lane. As Demims eats an Ignite.
Yeah, Dolphin was like counting his chickens before they hatch. He mid hook shot, he ignites him. As J-Real, oh, Dolphin is dead. Maybe
Dolphin,
he gets a kill, though.
Shot's gonna kill Demims, though. And the tower isn't gonna do enough damage. Here comes Diomar. J-Real doesn't expect it. He flashes into his own death.
J-Real!
Pick up the kill.
The minions!
The minions! No, they don't.
One more, I see it! Ah!
Oh my gosh. 24 HP is now. Diomar's gonna jump right on top of Liz. Yeah, this is what you expected, right, Chippy? This is the game we thought we'd see in Game 1, where Dolphin and Diomar are just going to make magic happen across the map, and Liz is not going to have a very fun time.
Yeah, after all that action, after all that tense, you know, my heart is beating. I'm going to have a heart attack here, Fish. Revax got to go and take the Herald here before 14 minutes here. Dragon coming up in a minute and a half, and, you know, if STU wants to give this, they can, but they definitely cannot give third or fourth, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, clearly can't give fourth, but if they do the same strat where they give the first 3 dragons and try to force on the fourth, I think they'll just pay with it because the best 3 dragons remaining are the ones up for Soul, right? Infernal, Mountain, Ocean, all very, very good for the side of FSC, as Dolphin just going to trade on to Mims here, has a slight lead, right? Has the Kindle Gem, the Sheen, and the Caulfield Hammer to just the Caulfield Hammer and Iron Spike Whip for Demims here, and just like a Ruby Crystal.
This game, despite Demim's scoreline being better than last game, he feels more behind, Shippy. He feels like he can't do anything on this ribbon as a hookshot almost lands. The stun will, but Demims quickly realizes Revax is in pursuit. Now he's going to have to kite around with the ribbon mobility, but Dolphin and Revax are going to find him very quickly. Bosun is here with the lantern.
Whoa!
Hookshot stops it at death sentence. Plus a flay, the hero's entrance is coming in, and here's Diomar from the other side of the map. Bosun will lose his life, as any good support will, but Demims getting a bit greedy here. Finally will walk away. That is the rotation St. Thomas needed. Diomar comes up, they pick up the kill, and Demims is faltering in this top lane against Dolphin right now.
Yeah, oh, he might just die here. Hextech Ultimatum is up as soon as well. Ignite is up too. Yeah, you just got to back out. That's not your turn anymore. Revax.
Killing Smite, the stun as well, has the Stormbringer from the top rope. Revax slams him down. Now the good news here for FSC, you can turn this into a second dragon if you want. You have all the priority in the world over that dragon. But that is a huge amount of gold going to be handed over to Dolphin in that top lane with Rift Herald. So they'll trade objective for objective. First turret, 5 plates over to Dolphin, but he'll split the last few with Revax.
Yeah, and now you see STU getting into the lead, about 2,000 gold lead here. Just look at the gold graph here. Oh, is Goldester a little late on the R there, but 5,000 gold to 3,600 in the top lane, 53 to 4,000 into the mid lane, and even with the jungle, even Revax having a bit of a small gold lead onto J-Real, as now Demims, you're gonna die again. Sorry, buddy. Oh.
Ignite comes through. The Hextech Ultimatum is there for Dolphin. Liz, I don't know if this is a 2v2 you win as the tier 2 top lane turret goes down. And this was my one concern from the draft is Diomar did jump back in to go back up to the top lane. He's not going to find much of anything. Dolphins waiting by the blue buff, but we'll start the back. Demims and Liz. Okay, they're finally going to back off. They will walk over a ward, though, will Liz, but I don't think that's going to stop the backs. And this was my one concern, Shibby, with the draft. Yes, the Renekton was scary, but it was not as scary as I thought the Camille was, and I don't know if I agree with letting the Camille through onto Dolphin because he is popping off with this champion early on. Despite the scoreline not reflecting it, he's already got 2 towers down, and plates haven't even fallen yet.
And Camille just scales way, way better than Renekton, right? I mean, hit that 4 item, 5 item, 6 items. Like, this Camille's going to 2-shot you if you're Caitlyn, 2-shot you if you're Ahri. Like, there's going to be nothing really they can do about it unless they turn all their attention here as, yeah, I don't know if you can still fight him, Trial and Destiny. I mean, just farm. Just farm. Don't give Hot 5 kills like you did last game. Don't let him get super far ahead, and just let Diomar and Dolphin take this, as Diomar wants to pick up some kills. He's hungry.
Diomar's going to come down. The ace in the hole will go out. The Death Sentence is on cooldown. He's going to jump right on top. The final spark will pick up the kill. Use the hijack onto the box. Bosun, I don't think you're getting away. Justice Punch going to land there. It's just simply too much CC. Diomar rotates down perfectly. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the Mims is dead once again. Revax has been camping up there and putting Dolphin ahead. And I think Liz and J Real might want to run away here, especially with the box up on Diomar.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of good disengage on the side of STU here. They're probably going to try to pick up this dragon. If not, keep J Real off of it. Okay, never mind. I lied. The dragon isn't up. It is Infernal Soul here, but now.
Ooh, caught him on a ward. You had the shop open. You never back with the shop open, Shibby, because that'll happen to you.
Yeah, even back in the bush. I think he was actually outside of it, so he was still in vision. Yeah, sorry. They're probably going to try to now deny J-Real from these dragons and just deny FSC from getting that soul point, specifically because it is Infernal Drake, I think the best soul in the game right now. So definitely Dolphin and Diomar are far ahead enough to start doing that. I think they just start grouping and taking objectives. For now, they'll be content on farming, setting up vision, looking for picks, letting Diomar just roam free here as a TP actually comes in.
Here comes Dolphin. Diomar can't quite land the E2. Dolphin's going to jump in. Where's the Hextech ultimatum? J-Real going to have to lantern away. I've seen this movie before, and it doesn't end well as Diomar's going to jump onto J-Real. Here's entrance. Going to come in. Bosun forced the flash away as well. Hook shot onto Hot. Looking for the Hextech ultimatum. It's up in a few seconds. J-Real tries to save his AD carry and goes down in defense. And that is exactly what you were talking about, Shibby. Just group up as one. No one can stop you on this Camille. And you can just easily get priority over this dragon that's up in 90 seconds.
Yeah, now you just see Demims. He can't really do anything, right? He didn't take the TP, can't do it. And it has the Ignite Flash, which was supposed to be used to dominate lane, right? That's what you use Ignite for. Unfortunately, STU Dolphin doesn't get punished for not taking Flash or any kind of movement summoner spell. Yeah, it has the hook shot. And we only saw J-Real kind of go up there once with the Flash Bear Slap. Finishes his Chem Tank here as well. Mythic's coming out on both sides 16 minutes into the game. And STU is looking in a really commanding spot right now. Maybe Demins tries to get the 1v1 onto Dolphin here, but I doubt it. They're going to play unfair.
2 levels down. They're both 2 levels down. I don't know if they win this as the hook shot is able to land. The bear stance is going to land as well. The stun will be popped. Hextech ultimatum going to be used onto J-Real, but the CC is just simply too much. Dolphin will go down. Nearly cost J-Real his life. And he should be able to heal enough up in the jungle if he wants to contest this dragon. But with Diomar down there, Liz will land the charm. Liz is dead the moment Diomar goes in, though.
Yeah, Liz has to preemptively R away here, fearing for their life. Diomar, now you have no ultimate. Galio and Volibear are here. Yeah, they're going to get this tower. It's pretty much for free. Burning Ahri's ultimate here. Diomar just had to literally just walk at him menacingly. And Diomar just left. Or sorry, Liz just left.
Liz after the game 1 is like, I can deal with the Wukong dive. I mean, the Silas not so much as Demims does pick up one, the ace in the hole, plus the death sentence going to force the flash from Skull Duster. But as you said, the dragon priority is going to go to St. Thomas as Diomar is basically holding it down. Revax and Ultimate Trowel are going to pick up their first dragon of the game and at least slow down the Infernal Soul clock a bit for Farmingdale.
Oh, I think it's going to be super difficult for FSC here to even try to get these dragons. Liz, you're dead. I just think you're dead, right?
Yeah. You're dead. Yeah, there's nothing to even call there. It's as soon as the stun lands from Diomar onto Liz, dead. Death.
Yeah, stun into Everfrost, into I can hijack your ultimate if I really need to chase you down, but I won't. I'm just going to slap you up with these whips and chains. It's not Rihanna on the side there. It's just Ahri dead.
I don't know if anyone can match Dolphin, and now I'm worried if anyone can match Diomar. And I don't know if it's the way that St. Thomas would want to win. I would think with these players so far ahead, especially Diomar, that you could just team fight. But if you just go a Dolphin Diomar split push, I'm not confident outside like a 3v1 that FSC wins those as Bosun looking for a death sentence. I will say, shout out to the SDU bot lane. It's not pretty, but it's a heck of a lot better than they played in game one, and it's a big reason why this game hasn't gotten out of control, and honestly is going in the favor of STU by a mile.
Yeah, I mean, they played a lot more conservatively, a lot safer, and they just had better picks across, I think, in the top and mid lanes. I think SDU were just kind of feeling themselves, like, we're just better players, we'll just win with this kind of composition as the fight breaks out in the Dragon.
They're going to death sentence on to Revax. The two carries aren't here for STU. This is a fight you have to win if you're FSC. Here comes Dolphin with the blast code exhaust. Immediately going to go out. They're going to try and hookshot over the wall, but the Q3 will stop it with the knockup. It's a 5-on-1, and the Camille is taking so much damage, but it's a double kill for DeMims. Meanwhile, Diomar is pushing in the top lane, but those are fights that FSC has to take if they want to win this game and win this series.
Gonna send him the Rift Herald, most likely mid here. I think it was actually on timer as well, so kind of works out for them. Gonna get the first tower here. Might get a charge onto the second as Boston is he's just hex flashing, queuing in as much as he possibly can. Yeah, it will get the second charge, I believe, onto this tower, but Diomar trying to catch them. Trying to catch them, but he's not gonna get anything. Ari picks up the tower in the bot lane along with DeMim, so across the board, they're trying to even up the gold, and it pretty much has evened up, right? 34 to 34.9. Dolphins here, though.
Dolphin, Diomar, ultimate trials here. Liz is going to pop the ult, have to use the second charge as well. Third one to dodge the taunt, but now they are out of ult.
The prediction!
There is nothing to do as Diomar reads them like a book. Going to get the third dash over the wall. Barely miss the E2. The hook shot's going to come through. The stun won't quite land. Bosun will get the death sentence, but Hot has to be careful. Look how tanky that Camille already is. And that is what STU has done so well in Game 2, Shibby. They have had retakes and regains with teleport phenomenally after they lost the fight.
Yeah, and that was a really, really nice flank from Dolphin here, essentially catching DeMims and Liz here. They only get one, which is fine for them. They prevent any other resets, as J-Rail wants part of his chickens. He's like, you can't take all of them. I need some for myself. But yeah, really good from STU. Just as I was saying, the gold was evening up for FSC. They're down back to 1.5k gold. It hasn't gotten too out of hand, though. There's no 5k, 6k gold leads, so they haven't been able to keep it relatively close. And Hot is just not able to do what he did in that last game. Just like you said, immaculate play from STU, super safe. Skullduster didn't die here. Oh, you're dead.
DeMims?
Oh, I don't know if you did that though. Ultimate try, yeah. Disrespect. That's all I'm going to say. It's a disrespectful ultimate right there, slamming straight onto DeMims' body there. But now you're on wave clear duty if you're Skullduster. Final spark the wave, back out, wait again, final spark the wave. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, I mean, the CS advantage is still there for Hot. I mean, it's 200 CS. This Caitlyn, in terms of that side of things, is far ahead. But it's 1, 2, and 1. The items aren't coming as fast as they need to keep up with Diomar and Dolphin. As you said, yeah, Skullduster farm the wave. If Diomar gets a kill, I don't know, yeah, final spark onto the Mims, who just kind of face check a brush for no reason. And now if you're STU, I'd like to see you just pull the trigger on a bear and really start to stomp out this game, because we've seen FCS could get back in this game if they get a pick on. If they start a fight without Dolphin and Diomar there, Diomar doesn't have to teleport. So if you're STU, force an objective. Dragon's up in 30. That's probably their next play, but I don't know if FSC can even contest this right now.
No, they can't walk up. They definitely shouldn't be trying to walk up, because that is death. Look at that death ball that STU have there. Those are some beefy boys with the Galio and the Volley Bear. And then you have Diomar and Dolphin wreaking sides, possibly on opposite flanks. As DeMims is just going to face check this.
DeMims was on a ward, didn't know it. They're going to try and jump onto Dolphin. They land the stun. Hextech Ultimatum is going to be used, but they have enough CC to burn down the Camille. Now it's all up to Diomar. Ultimate Trial going to fall as well. They smell blood in the water as Revax and Diomar just have to run away. DeMims will keep chasing. Liz and DeMims have to be careful. They can easily throw this fight away as a great charm is going to land. The dot to the side, but final spark will put DeMims in very low health. Dragon's going to get picked up. Exhausted. Stop. Diomar from landing. When will the stopwatch fade? They time the charm and the trap perfectly. It's a 4K for FSC, and now they're back in the game, only down 300 gold.
That's a Baron if I ever see it right now. They can take it easily. Ravax is dead. They have the damage. Everybody's up on the side of FSC. That is the freest Baron. Unless Skullduster can get a final spark kill here. Oh, Demims. You're playing with fire.
5 seconds. Final spark is up, but Skullduster's not even going to take the bait, and I think Dolphin has also conceded this dragon has the teleport. You can see there is no vision on the map. Ultimate Trial and Skullduster are going to walk over there.
Go for it. Just shoot it, Skullduster. Just shoot it. Oh, they're waiting.
3,000 health. They don't have the ward. A great death sentence is going to land, plus the stun. Demims, what are you doing, Demims? There's the final spark, but they hold off DPS long enough to land the smite secure with the Caitlyn as well. Baron goes over to FSC. And now they're right back in command and looking for the 2-0 here.
Yeah, and that was just really bad positioning from Dolphin here. Not knowing they were sitting on a ward, trying to be a little bit overzealous. I mean, Skullduster wasn't even there in that fight. He was pushing mid down while the rest of the remaining STU team members were in that bot side dragon. And now, Dolphin, this Riven's caught up. She's actually ahead of you in items right now. I don't know if you win that.
So Mims is going to go chasing for this Camille. Unfortunately, will fail the Q3 over the wall, and Bosun was right behind as well. Yeah, I think the big problem here for STU, Shibby, is Dolphin is, struggling a bit. A lot of those early ganks from Revax ended up going over to the volley bear. You see there, 1, 4, and 5. Diomar is going to jump onto Liz. We've seen this story before, and it's deja vu, Shibby, as Liz will go down. Diomar picking up his 7th kill of the game. The lone shining star for STU in this game is keeping them alive in the top side of the map.
Hey, don't knock Skullduster here, man. It's 3-0-1 on this Lux. I mean, he does do some damage. Definitely a lot more than usual, at least we've seen from last game. And now he's here to support Dolphin here, trying to stave this push off. This Baron so far has not netted them any gold right now. So very good from STU to at least stop this Baron push in its tracks, at least for now.
Ult's going to be popped there by Demims.
Yeah.
And Diomar has backed. They're going to walk right into a 5-man here. Liz is up, has the Unleashed teleport if they really want to. They're just trying to stay in range so that Baron empowered cannon minion will stay out of tower range and be able to get some chunk damage on the tower, so the wave will reset aggro. It is a full 5-man here for STU. Liz is still a ways away. Descent is going to land onto Dolphin. There's the teleport from Liz on the back line. We get a full 5-man here. Diomar is going to disengage. Is he going to leave the rest of his team to push?
It looks like it, but now the engage is coming in.
Demims goes in. Final spark going to be dodged. Diomar's not in this fight. Hextech ultimatum's going to go down on Liz. The hero's entrance will land the knockup. Where is Diomar? He's nowhere to be seen. We finally see him on the screen, but 3 members are already down. Hot and company going to be able to take down this bot tower, take down the bot inhibitor. They might look for game here, Shibby.
Baron is still up on these guys. I think it's just about to tick out. Can Dolphin and Diomar, the carries of STU, win this? Can they stall it out?
Everfrost going to land. Dolphin is gone. It's Diomar to 1v5. He's going to pop the stopwatch. The trap will go down. Diomar will fall. And it looks like FSC will pick up the win here. Week number 1 of the ECC. They pull off the upset. They take down Diomar. They take down Dolphin. They pad their stats to end the game.
Oh, wait a minute.
Here. The Stormbringer, the final spark will come
Just end the game, boys.
Just shoot the Nexus. There you go. Shoot the Nexus. Let the minions finish it, I guess. As the minions will finally finish it. But FSC will make me look like a genius, Shibby. They pull off the 2-0 win. And I think at the end of the day, both games came down to the same either mistake or just same flaw in the STU roster, depending on how you want to look at it. Dolphin and Diomar had to play perfectly, and both games ended. Game 1 when Dolphin made a mistake of not backing. Game 2 when Diomar went to split push a mid-wave that wasn't even Baron empowered, and they just lose the game on the very next fight.
Yeah, the kill trigger was on FSC there. They understood the moment they saw DMR, they went in. It was a beautiful Heroes entrance from Galio. I believe he got a 3-man knockup. The final spark went in as well. Got about 3 people, but DMR, a good chunk of their damage, right? A lot of their power in that composition just wasn't there. They weren't able to hold it. FSC take the 2-0 in surprising fashion here. You know, I predicted a 2-0, but not this one, Fish.
It felt like game 2. That should have been STU's to win. They had everything going their way until that Baron fight. And I will say, again, and it's nothing you could control, but those early kills going on to Revax meant that Dolphin wasn't as far ahead on that Camille as I think he would wanted to have been. I mean, I think the end of the day, maybe 1-5-5, 1-5-6, depending on how those final kills went. But that Camille, I will say, you and I liked it over the Renekton, but the Renekton does have that tankiness that the Camille just simply does not have. And a huge win for Farmingdale. I don't know if that will answer the question that a good team beats a great couple of players, because I think STU is just kind of working off the early season rust, seeing how these two talented superstars in DMR and Dolphin fit into the roster. Because I will say, Skullduster and Ultimate Trial, much improved in the bot lane. I thought Revax played a lot better in game 2. It just once again came down to, as you said, the kill trigger. As soon as DMR walks towards mid lane and they see him on the map, it was a great call from Demims, who said, we're going in and we're going to try and end this game.
Yeah, really, really nice play from that 2-trick there. I don't think Demims gets those champions again, though, this season. There's no way, right? There's no way.
No.
Now, if you are other teams watching FSC, other teams watching STU, do you think, have FSC crack the code to STU? Just win on your sides that are really, really strong, take the bot lane matchup and just dominate them there? Or is it kind of a mixture of, STU had a couple crucial mistakes and FSC just played very, very well cohesively?
I would like to lean towards, I don't think the code is out yet for STU. I think that the game plan is there, but I think we saw a huge improvement from again, Skullduster in particular, who had a much improved game on the Lux. I think STU just needs to figure out, how do you compositionally handle a weaker bot lane in a meta that is currently being dominated by hyper carry, very strong bot lanes? Once STU figures out what can we put Skullduster on to stay safe, but not let the enemy Caitlyn get so far ahead, because again, Hot was dominating in CS in that game. They just need to figure out the bot lane composition, but I think STU is going to make some noise, and I think Dolphin and DMR also need to get more into a carry role. I don't know if that's either split pushing or what, but I think Farmingdale laid out the blueprint, but I think STSU is going to slap a team if you try and do the exact same thing.
Yeah. And we are actually going to go pull it to a break. We are hopefully looking to pull somebody in for an interview, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the post-game interview.
Gets dived under tower.
So much here. Although Ari did, like I said, get some changes. Our healing did get adjusted to get more as J-Real. Here comes the bear stance flash.
Nice stop on the hook shot. The knockup from the Q3 from the Mims. J-Real's on the other side of the map. This is the one lane, as you see, DMR is going to jump in under tower with the ignite. Liz is going to go down.
J-Real. Oh, Dolphin is dead. Maybe get a kill, though.
Shots get a kill to Mims, though. And the tower isn't going to do enough damage. Here comes DMR. J-Real doesn't expect it. He flashes into his own death.
J-Real!
Pick up the kill.
The minions!
The minions! No, they don't.
One more, I see it! Ah!
Shot almost lands. The stun will, but the Mims quickly realizes Revax is in pursuit. Now he's going to have to kite around with the ribbon mobility, but Dolphin and Revax are going to find him very quickly. Bosun is here with the lantern.
Whoa!
The hook shot stops it in death sentence, plus a flame. The hero's entrance is coming in, and here's DMR from the other side of the map. Bosun will lose his life
as DMR wants to pick up some kills.
DMR is going to come down. The ace in the hole will go out. The death sentence is on cooldown. He's going to jump right on top. The final spark will pick up the kill. Use the hijack onto the box. Bosun, I don't think he's getting away. Justice Punch going to land there. It's simply too much CC. DMR rotates out perfectly. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the
might break down into Dragon.
Death sentence on to Revax. The two carries aren't here for SCU. This is the fight you have to win if you're FSC. Here comes Dolphin with the blast cone exhaust. Immediately going to go out. They're going to try and hook shot over the wall, but the Q3 will stop it with the knockup. It's a 5-on Mims was on a ward, didn't know it. They're going to try and jump on the Dolphin. They land the stun. Hextech Ultimatum is going to be used, but they have enough CC to burn down the Camille. Now it's all up to Diomar. Ultimate Trial going to fall as well. They smell blood in the water as Revax and Diomar just have to run away. Mims will keep chasing. Liz and Mims have to be careful. They can easily throw this fight away as a great charm is going to land. The dog to the side, but final spark was put to Mims in very low health. Dragon's going to get picked up. Exhausted. Stop. Diomar from landing. When will the stopwatch phase? They timed the charm and the trap perfectly. If they just seem to push.
It looks like it, but now the engage is coming in.
Mims goes in. Final spark going to be dodged. Diomar's not in this fight. Hextech Ultimatum is going to go down on Liz. The hero's entrance will land the knockup. Where is Diomar? He's nowhere to be seen. We finally see him on the screen, but 3 members are all
the carries of ST to win this. Can they stall it out?
Everfrost gonna land. Dolphin is gone. It's Diomar to 1v5. He's gonna pop the stopwatch. The trap will go down. Diomar will fall, and it looks like FSC will pick up the win here. Week number 1 of the ECC. They pull off the upset. They take down Diomar. They take down Dolphin. They've had their stats to end the game.
Oh, wait a minute.
Here. The Stormbringer, the final spark will come.
End the game, boys.
Just shoot the Nexus. There you go. Shoot the Nexus? Let the minions finish it, I guess. The minions will finally finish it, but FSC will make me look a flash for a flash. Wiz gets dimed under tower.
So much here. Although Ari did, like I said, get some changes. Our healing did get adjusted. She gets more as J-Real. Here comes the bear stance flash.
Nice stop on the hook shot. The knockup from the Q3 from the Mims. And J-Real's on the other side of the map. This is the one lane, as you see, Diomar is going to jump in under tower with the Ignite. Liz is going to go down.
J-Real. Oh, Dolphin is dead. Maybe
Dolphin
kill though.
Shot's going to kill the Mims, though. And the tower isn't going to do enough damage. Here comes Diomar. J-Real doesn't expect it. He flashes into his own death.
J-Real!
Pick up the kill.
The minions!
The minions! No, they don't.
One more, I see it! Ah!
The hookshot almost lands. The stun will, but the Mims quickly realizes Revax is in pursuit. Now he's going to have to kite around with the ribbon mobility, but Dolphin and Revax are going to find him very quickly. Bosun is here with the lantern.
Whoa!
The hookshot stops it at death sentence, plus a play. The hero's entrance is coming in, and here's Diomar from the other side of the map. Bosun will lose his life.
As Diomar wants to pick up some kills, he's hungry.
Diomar is going to come down. The ace in the hole will go out. The death sentence is on cooldown. He's going to jump right on top. The final spark will pick up the kill. Use the hijack onto the box. Bosun, I don't think he's getting away. Justice Punch going to land there. It's simply too much CC. Diomar rotates down perfectly. Meanwhile, in the top lane,
Knight breaks out in the dragon.
Death sentence on to Revax. The 2 carries aren't here for STU. This is a fight you have to win if you're FSC. Here comes Dolphin with the blast cone exhaust. Immediately going to go out. They're going to try and hook shot over the wall, but the Q3 will stop it with the knockup. It's a 5-on-1, and the Camille is taking so much damage. The Mims was on a ward, didn't know it. They're going to try and jump on the Dolphin. They land the stun. Hextech Ultimatum is going to be used, but they have enough CC to burn down the Camille. Now it's all up to Diomar. Ultimate Trial going to fall as well. They smell blood in the water as Revax and Diomar just have to run away. The Mims will keep chasing. Liz and Mims have to be careful. They can easily throw this fight away as a great charm is going to land. The dot to the side, but final spark will put the Mims in very low health. Dragon's going to get picked up. Exhausted. Stop. Diomar from landing. When will the stopwatch fade? They timed the charm and the trap perfectly. If they just seem to push.
It looks like it, but now the engage is coming in.
The Mims goes in, final spark gonna be done. Diomar's not in this fight. Hextech Ultimatum is gonna go down on Liz. The hero's entrance will land the knockup. Where is Diomar? He's nowhere to be seen. We finally see him on the screen, but 3 members are all
the carries of ST to win this. Can they stall it out?
Everfrost gonna land. Dolphin is gone. It's Diomar to 1v5. He's gonna pop the stopwatch. The trap will go down. Diomar will fall, and it looks like FSC will pick up the win here. Week number 1 of the ECC. They pull off the upset. They take down Diomar. They take down Dolphin. They've had their stats to end the game.
Oh, wait a minute.
Here. The Stormbringer, the final spark will come.
End the game, boys.
Just shoot the next. Nexus? Let the minions finish it, I guess. As the minions will finally finish it, but FSC will make me look like a flash for a flash. Liz gets dimed under tower.
Feels so much here. Although Ari did, like I said, get some changes. Her healing did get adjusted. She gets more as J-Real. Here comes the bear stance flash.
Nice stop on the hook shot. The knockup from the Q. Welcome back into the Esports EU Network here. Fish and Pwn Star should be putting the finishing touches on our first game here with the East Coast Conference. It was week number 1. Farmingdale State pulling out the win over St. Thomas University, should be. And now we're going to be joined by the team captain, the jungler for Farmingdale, Jay Real, to talk to us about the victory.
Yeah, first question, Jay Real. Going into this matchup, I had you pinned as underdogs. Right? I'm going to be honest. And I would say a lot of people may have had you pinned as underdogs. What is your strategy going into a team, going against two, very high-ranked players, some recognizable names in Diomar and Dolphin? Was it more sticking to your game plan and knowing what you guys do really well, or was it, we have a really huge advantage in this bot lane and jungle matchup of yourself? Was that kind of what you tried to focus in on?
Yeah, we tried to stay to our game plan. We knew our bot lane was like really good. They were just winning through CS for the most part. And I mean, when they played aggressively, they kind of canceled out their bot lane. Dolphin and Diomar, like, they're really dangerous people. They're really good. And, we tried to play a little bit more respectful towards them, but in the end, it worked out for us. So.
And Jay Real, as the team captain, how did you guys handle the slow starts for your solo lanes? The Mims had a bit of a rough game 1. Liz had a rough game 2. And as you said, Diomar and Dolphin were the scary targets. So how did you guys in game stay calm and collected when it looked like Dolphin and Diomar might take over a game early on?
Even when they were ahead, I especially would tell them, hey, look, guys, don't worry about it. They're ahead right now. Like, our balance, doing really good. We're getting all the objectives, the Drakes and stuff. Like, we have nothing to worry about. We just got to play our long game and we can win. We just got to play as a team and we got this.
Yeah, and, as a jungle main myself, you definitely did pick some, I wouldn't say unconventional junglers, but more of the junglers that are not in favor right now. Is that more of a comfort thing for you? I mean, what is going through your head when you're saying, lock me in this Udyr. I know I can do damage. I love that champion, and I obviously love when it's in meta, but you did really, really well into it. Was it just like a volley bear counter, or was it just, this is an Udyr game, just give it to me?
Last season, I played a lot of Udyr. I had like a 75% win rate on Udyr, and I had like 70+ games, and I knew like the matchup already against Volibear, and I knew my job. I'm just going to be a front line, be annoying for them to play the game, and I'm playing the John Deere. I'm playing the John Deere.
Yeah. Fish, final question?
Jay Real, final question. What are you guys going to do going forward? Are you worried that since this game was on stream, teams might have more info on you and you have to change things up? Or are you confident that, hey, teams are going to know who we are, but we still think we can beat you at your best, even if you know more than we might know about the other teams who didn't play on stream?
Hey, look, the way I see it, they can see and try and scout us out all together. We have many tactics in our book, so we can pull out many different ways of winning a game. It's all about our gameplay. As long as we play our game, we play to our strategy, and I guarantee me and my team will pull out every time.
Hey, I'll take a guarantee there, Shippy. I appreciate it, Jay Real. Go celebrate the victory. And as you told us before we got on here, go do something very few people do, which is have fun playing League of Legends, because you're one of the few people who can confidently say you do that. Thank you, Jay Real, so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on.
There is Jay Real of Farmingdale State. Again, should be very impressed that anyone can have fun playing League of Legends in 2022. I think I stopped having fun after about Game 5 10 years ago, but that will do it for us here tonight. Congratulations to Farmingdale State picking up the first win of the season in the East Coast Conference. And you heard Jay Real there. It doesn't matter if you scout us. He's confident. He guarantees his team's going to pull it out in the end of the day because they have the superior tactics. But I think St. Thomas is going to scare some teams. Again, that will do it for us here tonight. Make sure you come back on Monday for more Esports U Network action. Big shout out to you, Shibby. Big shout out to production, everything, making sure we look and sound good, getting through every crazy thing that's happening nowadays. And thanks to the two teams as well for having some spectacular League of Legends. That'll do it for us tonight. Come back Monday for more action. Have a great weekend, everybody.